welcome to the last, maybe, final, maybe, call-in show here at the OHIO podcast. I'm your host, Buckeye Boggs, aka the Podfather. That man to my left, your right, that's the wild man, Chris Wilds. How you doing this evening, Chris?
Not too bad, Eric. Yourself?
Doing well, doing well. I've been enjoying all the comments about my thumbnail there, Better Call Boggs. It was supposed to be a pun off Better Call Saul. I'm glad that RDCB picked up on that. Well done. Well played. Well played. Guys, so in the midst of our transition here, we are preparing slowly for the next stage of the growth here at the OHIO podcast. First off, I want to thank all of you for being supporters of what we do here, especially all of you who are members over at Patreon, where we try to provide you with the very best place to build a community. That is really what this is all about, is building Patreon the very best we can to make that our hub, our hangout, our community. And on top of that, it was just time, Chris. It was time to take the
Yeah.
next step to this thing. So a few little changes have been made. One of those changes is going to be here to the call-in show. So we're calling this our last call-in show. Um, we might have to pull this back every now and then. We have the ability to do so as long as there's still money in the old hopper over there. Then minutes, if you will, we'll use them. If we don't get through everybody tonight, I've already said I'll probably do another one tomorrow night. So we want to give everybody plenty of time. I know you see the shot clock. We probably won't run the shot clock tonight. We'll just kind of take our time tonight. Let everybody say their piece, and then if we don't get through everybody tonight, then we will come back tomorrow. We'll light them up again. But the main thing is that this piece of what we do, this interactive piece, is going to be the main thing at Patreon. So the biggest change is after our live shows every evening, which will be currently we're anticipating them being at 8 o'clock. At about 9 o'clock, after an hour on these shows, we're gonna go over to Patreon where we're gonna have the hangout, or as Sean and TG called it, the asylum.
Well, if you're
That
gonna have a
that
bunch of
remains that
lunatics, the
reminds me of
asylum.
Arkham or something.
Well, like I said, if you're gonna have a bunch of lunatics, the asylum's the best place to have them. So.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. So, anyways, guys, phone lines are up 567-483-1999. The first caller tonight is Chris. It's a new number, never called before. So we got two of those on the line tonight. So
That's
let's
awesome.
let's let's hit it, man. So let's see who this is. Six one
Hey, what's
four.
up,
What's
Eric and
going
Chris? It's
on?
Mike. How you guys doing today? I've actually called the show maybe once before. I think it was sometime last year.
Okay.
Um, so I kind of wanted to get up on here and talk a little bit about some of our fans. Uh, you guys need to relax, as we always say. Buckeye Nation is large. We're living proud. Hey, we didn't beat Miami. And I honestly thought we were going to beat Miami. I actually thought we were going to go back to back. But these fans that are, criticizing Ryan Day, Ross Bjork, I think is a little ridiculous. And also, I don't think it's fair for the fans to say that Ryan Day is not allowed to criticize players. First of all, if Ryan can't criticize his own players, why should you fans be able to criticize players? Because you guys are as fans. You're not coaching the team. You're not any part of the team. All you are is just a fan. So I have issues with a lot of our fan base, and they kind of make us all look bad. There's no sense of that. I think we all need to just relax, chill out. We got one of the best damn football teams in college football. And maybe that's probably why a lot of our fans are the way they are. is because we're used to winning, but it still doesn't give you an excuse to criticize a coach for no reason. He is the most winningest coach in college football. What else do you want, fans? You know, you can't have it all. You know, so
Let me ask
enjoy
you.
it,
Let me ask you.
because
Did you
if we
say your
lose,
name was? Did you say your name was Michael?
yes, sir.
All right, Michael. Thanks for calling in, buddy. Let me ask you a question, Michael. Do
Yes, sir.
you have you ever been? What are some things in your life that you have been critical of before? I'm sure you've gone through life not just being not critical of anything, right?
Oh, no, no, no. I've got critical. You know, of course, I love my sports. I mean, here recently, you know, I was critical of my Tampa Bay Buccaneers football team, where they have lost, you know, 6 of their last 8 football games. I criticized the coaches. I criticized the players. Uh, you know, because I felt like we were the best team in the NFC South, and we let that go down the drain. Uh, you know, it was unfortunate to watch both of my teams uh, not make it as far as I thought they would. Now, for Tampa's sake, they just fell off the wheels. Now, Ohio State, they were off for 25 days, and I'm sure that had a big part in it. And I don't think a lot of fans think about that. When a team is off for 25 days, it's kind of hard for a team to get back into the routine of things. Indiana was already playing hot. You know, Ohio State had lost that Big Ten championship game to Indiana, and then you asked this team to set off for 25 days and say, hey, yeah, come back and play football and make sure you play to the highest level. I mean, that's asking a lot for a football team that's been sitting for 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks. Uh, you know, and Miami was fresh. Miami, you know, they had fresh legs under them because they were able to play a game before they met them. And the first half of that game was dreadful, as we all know. The second half, I thought we played a little bit better. So I'm visually impaired. I mean, yeah, I might not be able to see what goes on the TV screen and what things in that manner, but I listen to the game. So I know a lot that went on in that game. The offensive line to me was the most dreadful part of the football game. We do need to shore up that offensive line. I think that's my only concern would be the offensive line and maybe the cornerback position, because losing Aaron Scott was a big deal to me. And then I don't know exactly. I would like to know your guys' opinion on this. Now, as far as the offensive coordinator, I know you guys have probably got a lot of questions about that. Um, what is your guys' thoughts on the offensive coordinator? I mean, that's a question for you and Chris. What do you think that we do in that spot?
This is my thing. We haven't done anything yet, Michael, which makes me think that someone probably that was on a playoff team in the NFL is a Ryan Day target.
Mhm.
Ryan Day likes to go to the NFL. We've seen that. He went there and got Matt Patricia. You know, um,
And it's
I
a
think
blessing
that
that Matt Patricia is coming back. I
absolutely.
I think, you know, with Matt Patricia, if for some reason he wasn't coming back, then Buckeye fans, I could see you probably having a little bit more of a concern. But this defense is going to be good next year. They might not be number one defense, but they will be a top 10 defense. That offense is going to get better. Uh, I don't really think it really matters who the offense coordinator is, just as long as they know how to coach the game of football. And they know how to put their players in the proper positions for them to compete and you know, do well in football games. So this team's got a lot of potential. Now, for the people that were criticizing Julian, saying this guy is a freshman pretty much, right? And I know we have a lot of crazy fans. That's why we are Bucknuts. We are crazy, but we all get upset when we lose. We all, you know, love it when we win. But, you know, I don't think it's fair, man, for some of these fans out here to criticize players when, you know, a lot of these fans, if you be honest with you, I think a lot of these fans don't know the game of football. They just think just because they can see what's going on the TV screen. I probably know more about more about football than probably a lot of these people do, because Chris and Eric, I sit and listen to ESPN. I sit and listen to YouTube. I watch your guys' podcast. I'm invested into this with my visual impairment because I love the game of football. I love my Ohio State Buckeyes. I enjoy it all. So I think a lot of these people, they just think just because what they see with their eyes, that's automatically how it is and what it is. Well, guys, that's not always the case. So if y'all can listen to it and hear it from my perspective, maybe that might put a little bit more of a, help to have people have a different perspective on things, because I pay attention to this team 24/7. I don't go a day without paying attention to what's going on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I'm so invested into this team that I actually wish I had a job to, a working spot through podcast and things like that to talk about Ohio State football, because I love it, man. And it's a dream of mine to come in and eventually be a podcaster, being a visually impaired person, enjoying, talking football, talking sports. It doesn't matter if it's basketball, football, hockey, whatever, and I think the reason why a lot of our fans are the way they are is because all we have is our football team here. Our basketball teams aren't that great. Hockey isn't that great. And maybe that's why we all get like we get, because that's the only thing that we rely on is Ohio State football. It's the biggest brand. If we have the biggest alumni base, we have it all. And I enjoy it, but I don't enjoy fans criticizing players, making death threats towards players. I really feel bad for Jake Fielding. I mean, yeah, it sucked that he missed field goals against Georgia, missed field goals against Michigan, missed field goals against Indiana. But, you can't have it all. You can't, but I enjoyed speaking to you guys, and I look forward to listening to the rest of the show. One more question for you guys.
Sure.
So, kicker.
Yeah.
And I know that you guys probably had a lot of questions about this. Honestly, I think that's probably the biggest problem we have on the team right now is kicker. Do you feel the same way about punter as well? Like, do you guys feel that we are going to go in hard to getting a punter and a kicker?
Well,
and what do you feel more confident about, us getting a good punter or a good kicker?
Well, the punter's
you guys
not
feel confident
changing.
about both?
We're going to keep the same punter that we currently have.
And we got our kicker.
And we just got our kicker from the transfer portal, and former Baylor kicker Connor Hawkins. And if you have the name Hawk, I'm sorry.
And how good is this guy?
Well,
how good is this guy, do you think?
Well, let's see.
Never missed an extra point. He's 18 to 22 on field goals, I believe.
And he was perfect. He was a perfect 10 of 10 from inside the 40-yard line this year.
Yeah, he's.
And hey, it's at Baylor, so if he can do that at Baylor, he can definitely damn sure do it at the Ohio State. Even though it's a bigger, he's going up a step. But I feel really good about this team this year. I believe in Ryan Day. I'm glad he got that monkey off his back, beating the scums in blue. So, by the way, I loved that song, Eric, the We Hate Michigan song. I was blaring that all at work today, and I had a couple Michigan fans walk by and say, "You still didn't beat Miami." So, they're a little butthurt over the fact that they lost, but they still keep telling me we didn't beat Miami, but at least we made it to Miami. That's all I can say.
Great call, Michael. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate your support here at the OHL Podcast. I look forward to interacting with you in the comment section. And feel free to jump over on Patreon, become a member over on Patreon, where we can hang out and you can be even a bigger part of the OHL Podcast, because during the after shows, we'll be sharing the link with people. You can literally use your phone or computer, jump right on with us, and interact with us over there. Okay, buddy?
All righty. I thank you guys so much, Chris and Eric. You guys enjoy yourself, and I'll step back and relax and enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you so much. Go Bucks.
You're welcome. Go Bucks. OH, buddy.
Have a great night, Michael.
Oh, wait.
Okay. Let me respond real fast to his comment about fans before we go to our next caller. David, you're up next, buddy. I don't like telling fans how they should or shouldn't fan. That's my new pet peeve this year, Chris. Can you
But I
tell?
do agree with one thing, Eric.
I'm
No, you
Go
want to
ahead.
go to the same place? I was just going to say,
Yep.
I agree with the fact that he said you can't be threatening the players, the coaches. It's wrong on so many different levels.
100%.
There's a special place in hell for people who act like that, who threaten the players and the players and the coaches. Guys, we are passionate. We do love this game. We do love our team. But you know what? There is a line that you do not cross, and that is it.
So the line for me actually is before you get there, because once you get there, you've passed several lines that
Yes.
you shouldn't pass. Being critical is okay in my book.
Yes.
Making personal attacks, not okay. So, like for instance, let's take Fielding for instance, right? Fielding's not a good kicker. We can talk about 100 things as to why he might not be a good kicker, and I think that's fair game. But you lose the argument, you lose the debate when it's no longer about his play, and it's about him personally.
Yes.
He's ugly. He's this. He's that. Right? What does that have to do with his play on the field? If it doesn't have to do with his success or inability to have success, then it's a personal attack. That's the first line you cross. I'm telling you, people who've made personal threats, that's the first one they've crossed before they've got there.
Yeah.
So when people want to make personal attacks, you've lost the argument in my book already. You're done. You've lost. It's not about facts. It's not about statistics. It's not about all those things. It's about you just took an L is what that's about. So even though we say personal threats is the line you cannot cross, and we're right in that, there is another line leading up to that people have crossed. That in my book they shouldn't. But as far as being critical, that's life, man.
Yeah.
That's life. And he mentioned being critical of his Tampa Bay Buccaneers for losing however many they lost in a row.
7 of 8.
Yeah, I mean, why it took him to be critical of Tampa Bay losing 7 of 8 or whatever it is, and why Ohio State fans are critical of us losing a game, it's the difference in standard.
Yeah, it's the expectation.
Yeah. So, Boggs dropping bars on a Wednesday night. Well, that'd be Biggie Boggs, Biggie Pods. All right, let's go to our next caller. I believe this is David. What's up?
OH.
IO, what's going on, brother?
You know, we're keeping it real down here in Tampa right now,
Good.
and I got to agree with Mike there. Is that everybody calm down? My gosh, how many times do we got to go through this with this lunatic fringe of this fan base that they're clutching their Buckeye necklaces and wringing their hands and the sky is falling and they have no proof. You have no idea what is going on in the locker room, what's going on behind the scenes. Trust the coaches' evaluations. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Quit getting caught up in 5-star, 4-star, blah, 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 a bunch of dillweeds that don't even know what they're even looking at most of the time. We got a receiver that's a 3-star coming in who should be a 5-star. The Brock Boyd kid out of Texas? He's an elite track athlete. He plays against elite talent down there in Texas. And he's smoking dudes. And he's a 3-star. I don't really care about any of that stuff. Everybody's right about, there was an issue on the offensive line and that need to be fixed. I think for the most part, they probably feel really good about the dudes that they have in that room. Because if they were really concerned about it, they would have gone hard in the portal, and they might be going harder than what we know. You don't know. You're making an assumption about something you have no idea. And everybody just needs to calm down and just reevaluate facts. You know, we lost 2 games by a total of 13 points. 13 points. Are you kidding me?
It was really 6, let's be honest. We gave up that 7 at the end of that game just to try to get the ball back.
Exactly. It was really 6 points. But and the thing is, we didn't play either well in either one of those games. We didn't even play well in either one of those games, and we were still in them all the way to the end.
We didn't play well offensively.
Miami had to scrap and fight and kick and bite and do everything that they could, and they got, you know what? The ball bounced their way a few times, bounced right back up into that receiver's hands twice. You know, hey, when everything's against you, and that's the end result, I can't feel too bad about it.
Dave, am I missing something here tonight? Is there like some kind of big debate in this fan base going on right now that I'm not aware of? Because
I just think everybody just freaking out over just ridiculous stuff. I mean, good Lord, man. I mean, we just won a national championship last year. You know? You had a very young.
Where's everybody freaking out at? I guess I'm missing it.
Here's my thing, and let me just chime in here real quick, and I want to get your opinion on this too, Dave. Here's my thought on this, though. I don't know that everybody's freaking out per se. I think a lot of people are questioning Ryan Day, and it comes down to this. Yes, Ryan Day has led a national championship team, but if you look at this, arguably, and if you are an outside spectator looking at this and you really think about this, there could be an argument that nobody has done less with more than what Ryan Day has done. If you look at the talent he's had, he should be playing for his 3rd national title this year. Or 4th, arguably, yes. But at least his 3rd. And he's got 1. With all this talent, I think that's where the questioning comes in. And I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong. Because like Eric said before, I'm not going to tell you how to fan. But what I'm saying is I think there's an argument that can be made where some people are coming from the point of view, and I can see it, that no one has done less with more than what Ryan Day has done. And I don't know what you guys think about that. I'd be interested to hear from both of you.
I agree that there's some validity to that point. You also got to remember that Ryan Day is not even been a head coach for 10 years.
Okay. You're right that he hasn't, but the fact is,
and he is doing it during a time where college football is changing by the week. By the week is changing. To try to keep up with that. And look how I just think everybody is just overreacting. I keep hearing people, it's, you know, Ross Bjork isn't doing this or that. You don't know what they're doing. You guys don't know what's going on there. You're making assumptions. You see the other podcasts, Ross Bjork can do blah, 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 blah. It's a bunch of idiots talking to a bunch of other idiots. And neither one of them know anything about sport, never played a sport in their life. And making evaluations that they don't know anything about. And was Shabola not any good? Yeah, Shabola was terrible this last year. He was terrible. But did it hurt us in the long? Yeah, sure it did. But you went 12-0 in the regular season, and you lost your last 2 games by like Bogsy said, by really a total of 6 points. With a first-year starting quarterback who is a redshirt freshman, I don't see where the sky's falling.
I concur with you, David. Okay, I concur with you. I lean more towards where you're at than where Chris is at. Okay, that's why Chris and I work well together. We're yin and yang. We're hot and cold. We're Laverne and Shirley. I don't know what other comparisons you want to make, but I'm showing my age there. I will say this though. I will say this. I am disappointed in how the season ended for this team offensively. 10 points against Indiana and a 13-10 loss where that defense put you in positions to win that football game. And I am not putting all the blame on the kicking game here, because I'm often it's kind of like people who complain about officiating. Don't put yourself in a place where the officials can determine the outcome of the game for you, right? That's the way I was always taught and growing up playing athletics. The coaches would always say, if you put yourself in a position where the officials are going to play a role in how the outcome of the game, then that's on you for allowing that to happen. That's number one. So I'm disappointed how Brian Hartline and the offense and Ryan Day, how that all fell apart at the end of the year. I am disappointed in the transfer portal, losing 30. I think it's 31 now. 31 scholarship athletes. We are, I think, number 3 in the nation.
It's 31 scholarship and 36 overall. Or
yeah,
overall.
I think we're 3rd or 4th in the nation in Division I football, Power 4 football, after West Virginia, maybe Florida State. I can't remember the other. I know West Virginia was number 1, and then we were like tied for 5th at the time. I think we might be 3rd or 4th now. And I'm disappointed in that freshman class that they brought in for multiple reasons, some of which people don't know. I'm very disappointed in that freshman class for the decisions that they were making off the field, which I think has led to
share, but we can't.
Yeah, which has led to where we're at right now in a lot of ways. And unfortunately, David, to your point, that's going to reflect on Ryan Day and Ross Bjork and Patini and all these guys. It's going to reflect on them, and it's unfair because we don't know all the details, right? And so I understand where you're coming from in that aspect, but I think as a fan, I think it's okay to deal with our disappointment on a wide scale. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, but also you got to think about this. Remember this: there's only one transfer portal this year.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
There's not going to be another transfer portal, so these guys got to make a decision, and those evaluations had to be made a whole lot earlier, and those players had to make decisions for themselves. All right, and I'm not going to take credit for this because I just heard this talk about the same thing over on Buckeye Scoop. And they were talking about player evaluation and all that. If you're going to be a 2D player, right, or be a rotational kid, and you're making, let's say, $400,000, and some school offers you $1.5 million to come there, that's a no-brainer. Okay, that's a no-brainer.
Right. Now hold on one second, David. Let me push back.
Do you go with potential or do you go with production? Guys that we know.
Okay. Guys, I don't know what's going on. Did we just lose Eric? I think we may have lost Eric.
I'm back. You hear me?
Okay.
You see me?
Yeah, is Dave still with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you hear Dave, Chris?
I can hear Dave.
Okay. Sorry, I lost internet connection here at my house real fast. We're getting hit with a winter storm right now.
Yeah, the storm's coming down pretty good.
So sorry about that, Dave. Continue with what you were saying.
I was saying that, do you go, do you go with as Ohio State, right? Are you going to go? You have to make Ohio State, right? That staff has to make a decision over potential, over production, right? The kids you're bringing in in the portal have production,
True.
right?
True.
Now, are some of them going to be missing? Yeah, it's going to happen. We just saw it happen last year with Ethan Onwa, right? We thought he was going to be, and he didn't even play it down, or maybe played a few, and that was it. And that's going to happen. That happens every year when you go out and get 4 and 5 stars. There's a bunch of those kids that never see the field. They'll never see the field because they're not. They didn't transition to the next level.
Right.
Right. That's just fact. That's why the whole 3-star, 4-star, 5 thing is like I was mentioning earlier, is absolute nonsense. There are evaluations made by people who don't even know, their toenails from their shoelaces. Okay, in most cases, you got kid out of Texas that we got coming in as a 3-star who should be at least a high 4-star, at minimum a high 4-star. All right, plays on the best team, one of the best teams in the state of Texas. He's one of the best teams in the country. He's a starter. He's a track star, and he's a 3-star. Really? But to go back to the portal thing, you got to choose production over potential. And the majority of those guys that left, Isaiah West and those guys, that was potential. We don't know if they were going to pan out. They may have been in the 2 deep. They might have been in the rotation. But if another school was going to offer him, and they're making, let's say that Isaiah West was making $400,000 or whatever as a rotation guy, and another school comes in at Texas Tech, let's say, and says, we'll give you 1.5 and you'll be a starter. What are you going to do?
Well, we will answer that question here, David. We need to move on. Appreciate the phone call tonight, buddy, but I'm going to answer that question. I've got a pretty interesting take to that. But, man, I appreciate your support so much, my friend. Tell your wife we said hi.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, buddy. OH.
Hi-oh.
That's our buddy David. Good phone call right there.
You know my take on that, Eric.
Yeah, let me not everybody in the portal is going to be getting $1 million or more from Ohio State.
No, a lot of these guys may have really screwed the pooch on this,
Yeah.
so to speak.
There's quite a few guys right now in this portal, Chris, who they're not going to get any more than what they were getting at Ohio State.
And in some cases, they may have just pulled a Nico and found themselves getting less.
Correct. I'm just telling you, not all 31 of these guys. It was all about money or playing time. It wasn't.
No, and we said the estimation was what, right around a half dozen to 10 that were
It's probably closer to 10.
disinvited, so to speak.
Yeah, probably closer to 10. Chris, I'm going to let you get your I'm not seeing the comments now since my internet pooped out on me. I'm going to jump back in real fast. Okay. Go ahead and give your comment. I'll be right back.
So, in response to what Dave was saying about you're going to grab the bag. I don't always agree with that. I've had the opportunity to make more money, to go somewhere else, but I'm going to stay with where I'm happy. A lot of you know what I do outside of this, and I've told the people that if they ever tried to move me to another location, that I would resign. I have no interest in leaving where I'm at. It's not always about the money. These guys are being short-sighted who are just going for the bag. You need to be thinking about long-term success. You need to be thinking about development. You need to be thinking about your happiness. Now, some of these guys are in situations that, I'm not going to lie, some of these guys are in situations where they may be their only breadwinner for their family. Maybe it's what they've got to do to support their family. And I don't begrudge them that. But that's not always the case. Sometimes it's just downright ignorance and greed that lead people to that portal.
And sometimes they're making their best decision in their minds for themselves, and God bless them. So that's how it goes sometimes. So Can you hear me? Are we good, Chris?
We're good.
All right.
You got the chat
Awesome.
back?
Yep, I got it back. Yep.
Okay.
All right. It's Vader time. It's just Vader time. We should have had sound effect made, right? Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
time. It's time. It's Vader time.
All right, Vader, our man, our insider, our compadre. It's all yours, buddy. Hit us.
Hey Podfather, this call is bittersweet. I just wanted to thank you giving me and all of us the opportunity to be a part of the podcast. I know doing a call-in show like this isn't cheap, but I believe it was huge in not only growing the channel, but I believe it was at the core of making Ohio Podcast a family. I only prepared one thing today because I have a surprise for you in honor of our last call-in. Mr. Big was kind enough to give me a long interview where he answered most of the questions we have been dying to hear the answer to. Mr. Big wants everyone to know the football program is very big fans of Ohio Podcast for always being fair and treating RJ well. I explained tonight was the end of an era. He wishes us success as we try to grow what he called the best Buckeye podcast.
If you all even knew who Mr. Big was.
You'd realize how impressive that was.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's just awesome.
Makes me
Thank you.
think I'm going to have to be careful about what I say.
Yeah, no kidding. Appreciate that, Vader. All right, man, the floor is yours. Give us what you got. Let's hear this awesome take.
Days ago, the transfer portal opened, and with it, the old world of college football recruiting died. As the dust settles on the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, it has become painfully obvious, the traditional stacking classes strategy is a relic of a bygone era. If the Buckeyes want to hoist the trophy in January, we need a strategy built for the chaos of 2024 and 2025, not the stability of 2014. Luckily, we have decoded the matrix. We have the Death Star plan. When you look at the math, the reality is binary. In every 25-man recruiting class, you have the elite core, the top 12 recruits. These are the blue chips of the blue chips. They stay at a high rate and contribute 85% of the time. But in the bottom half, the retention gap, those players contribute at a meager 25% rate. Currently, we are effectively paying nil and devoting coaching resources to a dozen players per class who provide zero return on investment. They either transfer out before reaching the too deep or never develop. The Death Star strategy ends that inefficiency with a three-tiered build. Phase I, the high school elite. We stop chasing project players. We narrow our focus to the top 15 realistic elite targets per cycle, the 5 stars who are statistically proven to stay and contribute. Phase 2, the proven portal. Instead of filling spots 16 through 25 with high schoolers who have a 75% chance of leaving, we trade potential for production. We target veterans with 20-plus starts under their belts. They are physically mature, portal-proof, and ready to play now. Phase 3, the local foundation. We top off the roster with developmental players from right here in Ohio. These guys value the Block O brand. They provide the grit for practice intensity without the massive nil overhead or the risk of getting homesick. Now, I spoke to my source, the man we know as Mr. Big, and he confirmed the Buckeyes are already moving in this direction. He addressed the recent departures, and let's be real, loyalty is a two-way street. If young players aren't willing to wait to develop and are making ridiculous financial demands before they've even proven it in practice, Ohio State has to invest more in the portal. Mr. Big is confident that a handful of players are already finding the market isn't as friendly as they were led to believe. In fact, he has a very good feeling that Mylan Graham will return to the team soon. Talks have also restarted with Aaron Scott and Carter, though if Carter returns, expect him to serve out a punishment for breaking team rules. Bottom line? Nobody was kicked off the team. The group broke rules, some didn't like the punishment and left, but the door is open for those willing to take responsibility. The era of the 25-man high school class is over. We can either bleed resources on players who will never wear the scarlet and gray, or we can build the Death Star. Focus on the Elite 15, buy the proven middle, and anchor the bottom with Ohio grit. That is how we reclaim the throne.
Yeah, we're going to talk about those project players in just a second. That was a really good comment. We appreciate you and all your hard work that you do, Vader. Thank you so much for being here and all your hard work over on Patreon, running the message boards, all the shows that you're producing, everything that you're doing, my man. We're going to talk about that comment in just a second, but I got to hear an IO from you. So, OH, buddy.
IO.
And that was the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Vader. All right, Chris, before we head on over to T, who's next? Yeah, it's the reality of where we're at right now as a team. Ken Taco Hut hit the nail on the head. Vader just talked about it. You're going to need depth pieces now. It's going to be the project player. It's your player to be named later in the trade in Major League Baseball, right? It's the throw-in guy. These are the kids who want to come here for next to nothing to be depth pieces. That's what we're going to be looking for at this point in order to fill out an 85-man roster. Could be grad assist, like grad, fifth-year grad players, grad seniors, guys like that. Ohio kids who want to wear the scarlet and gray because it's their dream, These are the kids we're going to be looking for at this time.
And Eric, I'm sorry to interrupt. I've seen a lot of people saying in the chat that Graham committed to Notre Dame, and he did. But this is the thing. The portal's still open. He can jump right back in and transfer back.
I doubt
That's
it, but
the way it works. I mean, you look, Dylan Raiola, back in the portal today.
Yeah,
He
one
went
day.
to Oregon and was declared for one day and was back in the portal.
Um,
Guys, this portal thing is nuts.
it is nuts.
There is no rules really for the most part. So just because someone is committed doesn't mean they are committed.
If we are going to hold on and get Aaron Scott to come back, we're going to have to fight off Tennessee and Oregon. Oregon gets the first crack at him tomorrow, followed by Tennessee on Thursday and Saturday.
And we know about Tennessee.
Yeah, exactly. So
Ross Bjork kind of addressed them a little bit in his press conference.
he did.
Without doing it.
Without naming them by name, he did. That's absolutely right. So, Chris, turn your volume up just a smidge, buddy.
I can do that.
All right, let's head to T. What's up, buddy?
So, Eric, Chris. So, here's a problem that doesn't register in my brain with this transfer portal thing. So, what Vader just said basically is we're basically getting rid of the archaic philosophy of stacking classes and you're putting 25-man classes, 30-man classes, because most of these guys, let's also be honest, Eric, too, what I've said in the past, some of these guys are busts in recruiting. Just like in the NFL draft, you have busts in the NFL draft. Same with recruiting. So basically what Vader's saying is the guys that you're making as you're getting in that are projects in recruiting, you're basically getting rid of them. So you don't have to worry about if their recruiting misses in because you don't develop them right. Is that basically a summary of what Vader just said?
So not yes, but no. So what Vader is alluding to is the fact that if you read his article that he had, which is basically what his phone call was about, he He basically used his device to speak for him through the article that he wrote the other day. That's why he said Mylan Graham in it, even though we know Mylan Graham signed with Notre Dame because that was the name mentioned in his article. 85% of the top 12 guys in the rankings that come to Ohio State are what we call success rate, or return on investment is good, meaning they play, they get good quality minutes from them, maybe they start, or they are a major part of this team. It's the guys after the 12th ranking, so 13 through, whatever, the next 12, 15 guys, depending on how large the class is, the success rate on them is 25% or lower per class. And a lot of those guys were the guys who were requesting NIL, who are now in the transfer portal. And what he is saying is, instead of investing time, money, and resources to going after guy number 13 through whatever, they're going to be using that on transfer portal dudes. So that's what he's saying. Does that make sense?
Oh no, that's exactly what I was. That's exactly what I concluded from Bader's call. But now also, what that tells me too is now you're putting in more money into getting better coaching, because that's another thing that was severely lacking this year on the offense, the coaching.
It wasn't lacking. It just didn't have the same look and feel to it, Tyler. A lot of those coaches this year were the same guys we had last year. What was the only difference on the offensive staff? Your offensive line coach
Who was
and your
calling the
offensive
plays?
coordinator, Chip Kelly. Those were the only differences. And
That's true.
Biggest being
But
Chip Kelly.
But do you think also this team, I don't want to speculate or anything, but you know how some teams are saying that, I heard on ESPN for the Monday night game, Eric, and I was like, Ryan Clark said something that really caught my ear. I don't watch the NFL, but he said something that really caught my ear that made me think of this team. He said that because my 49ers beat the Eagles, who won the Super Bowl last year, right? And Ryan Clark said people tear down the banners. They say, oh, that's last year's team, that they won the Super Bowl. Last year's team, they won the national championship. We tore down the banners. Now that was 2024. I think this team also was fattened up a bit on the national championship last year.
I don't think so.
I don't either.
I hate to disagree with you. I don't think this was an issue of that. I think what this was an issue of was, I feel like, honestly, we were an offense without an identity a good portion of the year. And I think it was directly showed in our play calling. That's why we were so up and down with our play calling. That's why some games we're putting up big games, like we did versus Michigan, like we did early on versus some of the lesser opponents, and like we did, put up good points versus Illinois. And then why in games like the Indiana game and the Miami game, obviously playing better defense, we struggled a little more. We were an offense without a true identity. I think we were an offense without a true offensive leader on the field. We didn't have a Quinshawn Rattray out there in the backfield. We didn't have a Will Howard, a fifth-year senior at quarterback. We didn't have.
That's right.
You go back even a couple of years, we didn't have a Cade Stover who was that vocal leader on the field a few years back. We didn't have the leadership. We didn't have the identity. I don't know. And we did have some questions along the offensive line. I'm not going to call it bad offensive line coaching yet, but I am going to say we had some issues along the offensive line. that do need to be addressed. But I don't think this was overall bad coaching or lack of coaching. I think it was lack of direction and lack of identity.
So how do we? And that's alluding to what my call in tonight. So basically, what's the identity of this offense next year? What's
That's
the
the question.
identity of this defense next year?
The defense, I think, has its identity.
Does it, though? It's going to change.
I don't know that it changes that much, Eric. I mean, if you look, yes, we lost a lot. We lost Caleb Downs. We lost Sonny Styles. We lost Arvell Reese. Those were big-time guys, absolutely.
Caden Curry. K-Mac.
Yeah, these are big-time guys.
Yeah.
But again, I think at the same time, we have good players coming back. I think we have picked up some excellent pieces in the portal. You know, you got those kids from Alabama, the two guys from Alabama. I think were great pickups. I think we've got guys in the backfield who have been here a little bit who can pick up the leadership role a little bit. You're never going to have as good. Now, people who are saying the defense will be as good next year as they are this year are insane, because the last 2 years we have had a coach on the defense on the field in Caleb Downs. If you look at games, he was going around. He was putting people in position when they were out of position. He was changing cover. I actually remember an incident where he actually changed a coverage that he was doing because he saw a guy out of position. So he's like, nope, you go over here. I'm we aren't going to have that. So this is going to fall off a little. But I think Matt Patricia, honestly, is this defense's identity at this point. I think the style of play that he calls, the style of guys that we got, I think that is what gives the defense its identity. And when you ask about an offensive identity, I think a lot of that is going to come down to who we get in here as an offensive coordinator and what they do with Ryan Day's play. Because ultimately it is. Go ahead, Tyler.
Oh, no, I was going to allude to that, too. Do you think that Ryan Day's, do you think teams have adapted to his scheme, so teams are now knowing how to defend his scheme because it's gotten a little bit predictable?
No, I don't. And I'll tell you why. All he did was slow himself down. He slowed himself down this year. But he did so, I think, strategically with the idea of, I have a first-time play caller. I have an amazing defense that is national championship worthy. So I'm strategically going to slow this team down. And, hey, Ryan, when are we going to speed this thing up? We'll know when we need to hit the gas. Remember him saying that? What did I tell everybody?
Yep, I do.
You can't just flip the switch, guys. I warned everybody about that. If you were going to do that, you should have flipped it against UCLA and Rutgers. But they still scored 42 and 49 points, something like that, against those two teams going into the Michigan game.
Yeah.
And then you beat Michigan 27-9. You took their manhood from them. And everybody dogging the offensive line. Why weren't we dogging them in Ann Arbor against Michigan? They had a 12-minute drive.
I think a part of that, Eric, is it was the team that we faced. It was everything that they stood for that we've heard for 4 years, that we can't beat them up front. We can't beat them in the line of scrimmage. We can't beat them in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and we did.
So when we beat them, it almost felt like that giant ping pong gorilla had been lifted off our backs. And then after that, we're like, okay, what now?
So I'll tell you what happened. That guy who Ryan Day was bringing along to call plays, who he was protecting kind of all year, up and left. And it threw the entire offense into a kerfuffle. That's a real word. Look it up. They were kerfuffled. And it cost us against Indiana, who's blowing the doors off everybody right now. And we lost by 3. We lost by 3.
Yeah, it wasn't a lack of defense. No doubt about that.
No. And so, yeah, everybody's upset about the loss, so they're going to kind of throw shade at the offensive line who gave up 5 sacks and 10 sacks in 2 games.
Yes.
Those were not all on the offensive line. Were some of them on the offensive line? Oh, you betcha. Tager Shabola couldn't.
Oh, yes.
He couldn't block a fart in the wind.
But he wasn't the only one.
No, he
and
wasn't.
Here's the other thing about that, Eric, is some of those were Julian making the wrong decision, holding the ball too long.
Yep.
Some of those were, I think, the fact that our running backs could not, for the life of them, pick up a blitz unless your name was C.J. Donaldson.
Yeah. One of those sacks was Bo, who just got freshman All-American, by the way, today. Was Bo getting blown up on a pass protection where he just got ran over.
There's blame to go around.
Sure. So I can't sit here and say the offensive line sucked. They didn't play up to the standard that we expect, and I think they would be the first ones to admit to you they didn't. But it's not just all on them either. I don't think the coaches put them in a very good position at times. I don't think Julian Sain helped them out at times. I don't think the running backs helped them out at times. I don't think the tight ends helped them out at times.
Well, even Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah
Smith didn't help him out at times either.
Greatest player in the game, and he blew a block, you know?
Guys, that's where I get frustrated. Is I do not. If you set your teammates up for failure and then you expect success, I'm sorry. 11 guys on offense have to work together to make a play work.
100%.
And if one guy does not do their job, the whole play is ruined.
Yeah, and Don, this is a great comment, Don. Hold on. This is a fantastic comment. The offense struggled against Indiana. And
so many points
still left
on the
points
board.
on the board. That's what's frustrating. To me, that's what's frustrating. But Tyler, as far as identity for next year, I mean, we're gonna talk about it all summer long. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna dissect this roster. We're gonna talk when the coaches are doing a press conference. We're gonna look into it. We're going to do all those things. Let's just see who we get first as OC. Chris is dancing. Must got some good news.
Mm-hmm.
2-hour delay.
Oh my gosh. Well, T, any last thoughts before we go to our next call, buddy?
One more thing, Eric.
Yep.
And that's this. So, with the, do you think also these last 2 games, Indiana and Miami exposed our biggest flaw, which wasn't just the offensive line, it was Hartline as the OC this year.
I don't know that I would call Hartline the biggest flaw as the OC, because we didn't technically lose a game till after he decided not to be the OC anymore. I think Hartline was a big part of the glue that kept this thing together. I think that when he left, I think this offense lost direction. I think they were hurt. I think Hartline kind of checked out a little bit. And as much as you want to blame Hartline, as much as I want to blame Hartline, we have to understand he was a man doing 2 full-time jobs at that point.
Yeah, he was 12-0.
Well,
12-0 in the regular season.
Yes.
He got a new job. He lost one, got demoted.
Yeah.
Those are the facts.
Here's where I push back a little bit, Chris. How do you think he did all year prior to that?
Fine.
I think he did everything you would want a first-year play caller to do.
He was perfect.
He went 12-0. He beat that team up north. He did what had to be done, and he did it with basically being handcuffed, I think, in a sense, by Ryan Day slowing the clock to help him. I think the big problem was you had
Now,
Ryan Day and the
hold
Hartline
on,
who may
Chris.
not have had the same exact philosophy.
Chris, also, there is a philosophy out there. He was just slower at calling the plays, and that's to be expected.
Which is possible. You should be in the
first
first year.
time play caller, right? Yeah, you're going to
Yes.
be a few seconds slower.
So I don't think that Ryan Hartline did anything wrong this first year. And the only thing that may have been wrong was the timing of what happened.
And
that's not something that Brian Hartline can control.
right. Exactly.
That's not something Ryan Day can control. You can thank the NCAA and their stupid portal calendar and their recruiting calendar and their bumped up signing day for the crap with Brian Hartline having to declare what he did. Business needs to be done after the end of the season, after the final game of the year. It shouldn't be done during a playoff run.
Yep. I mean, if we're going to be the NFL, we might as well adopt as much of the NFL as possible. All right, Tyler, man, it's a good phone call, buddy. OH.
IL.
That was our boy T. Before we go to our next caller,
Sounds like the lines are jammed up, man.
They are. Boggs
So
and
keep
Wilds,
calling, guys.
Boggs and Wilds, attorney at law. If a Michigan fan has annoyed you in your life, call Boggs and Wilds. We will make them pay.
I like this.
Send me
I
that.
like this.
Send me that picture. Email that picture to
And
me.
Eric, when we do one, we're going to have you and I in our suits on this.
Yes.
And do this like a business card.
Yes. 100%. 100%. All right, guys. You all know her. You love her. She just started her very own YouTube channel today. What's up, TG?
Yo, what up, everybody? I had just started on the official YouTube channel today, and I'm super excited about it. How y'all doing?
You should be excited about it. That was a really good show to get started off. Everybody, I tell you what, I'm going to let you talk with Chris. I'm going to go throw the link for your channel in the comment section right now, TG. And that way everybody can go over and subscribe to it right now. It's called The Spectrum Podcast. TG, tell everybody about it, and then you and Chris can have a great conversation. I'll go do that for you.
Oh, yeah.
So what's on
The
your mind,
Spectrum
TG?
Podcast is basically talking all about sports, mainly football and basketball, college football and basketball, all the way to the NFL and the NBA. It is going to be absolutely fire. And I know a lot of people will start asking about the NFL Rundown podcast, obviously, that I do on the Patreon. That's going to start being a reaction show. And I'm going to start one for the NBA, too, now I think about it, because it's going to be more of me running down the NFL and NBA games as far as what I'm watching. And I'm excited for this, too. I can't wait to see. I can't wait, really, because it's something that I know I've been wanting to do. It's something that I know fans have wanted from me as well. So I'm excited to really get this started.
Yeah, and I'm excited for you, TG. I think this is great. I love the opportunity that you and Mika are getting, what Sean and Nate have got going on. It's great. I've had the fortune of being on here for 5 years now, going on 6 years.
6.
Wow, gosh, I'm old. It's a ride. It's fun. It's something I love to do. And, I'm sitting here. I actually have your video up here. Looks like you just got 2 new subscribers. That's nice. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
So
I'm not going to lie. Oh, my God. Something funny just came across. Get this. I guess Jim Harbaugh wants Sherrone Moore now.
What?
Bro, really? You really want, seriously, there is a report saying that he's visiting the Chargers today. I'm like,
maybe
if they actually bring him aboard, it would be the funniest thing. Because would that change anything? No. But would it make it more funny watching the entire Michigan coaching staff getting their butts kicked by former Ohio State players on every NFL team, but cheating them for years? Yes, that would be the most hilarious thing in the world.
But do you think maybe that's Jim Harbaugh's way of keeping Sherrone Moore's mouth shut?
That I mean, yeah, I could see that too.
Let's face
But
it, he
let's be
knows where the
realistic, it's
bodies are
still
buried, so to
hilarious.
speak.
That is this real or is this parody? There's no way, right? He can't leave the state of Michigan, right? Legally, he can't leave Michigan.
Well, he could should not, but he could possibly petition the courts if it's his job to allow him to be supervised, anklet, something like that.
I can't imagine Michigan's going to.
Yeah, that's basically what it does.
Oh, are you kidding me, Eric? You couldn't imagine Michigan is going to do that. Come on. These are seriously.
Oh, come on.
Think about what these judges have done in the past to protect that university.
Everybody's disagreeing with me
Exactly.
in the chat. I
Exactly.
cannot imagine the legal repercussions of something like that. If a judge lets that happen, I just, to me, that's mal. You know what? That should be something for Boggs and Wild's attorney at law to go fight. Oh,
The funny thing is,
Oh,
people on
my
here
God.
probably don't realize I've actually got a year law school.
Yeah, I know you went to law school, and I have a counseling degree, which together we could.
Of course, I did a year of counseling as well.
I know we could do some serious damage.
I was a professional student
Man,
for a
it's
while.
too funny. Hey, you know what's even better is Carson Hinsman. Apparently, he's coming back for one more year as well.
Yep. The entire offensive line minus Tager Shabola will be back next year.
And that's good.
Mm-hmm.
It is good.
That's really good.
But
I'm
here's the
excited to see
thing.
what this. Like I said, we all wanted to see what they were going to do in the portal, and they've been hidden so far. So hopefully it continues.
But I really still feel like
Especially
we
when
need a
it
big
came to that
offensive line
kicker.
hit. Yeah. But I told you guys, I told you in our private chat, that only works out if Jaden Fielding decides he doesn't want to come back for a 19th year.
He ain't coming.
Because if he comes back, Day's going to
I
go
don't
ahead.
think he's coming back.
Day's going to go ahead and leave the new guy on the bench.
He
I don't
ain't
think he's
coming.
leaving. I don't think he's coming back. I really don't think he's coming back.
No.
I think he's gonna try to go make his buck in the NFL or something
Right.
like that, or in the part of the Aviators. Something.
Hey, TG, though, you know who could be coming back to Ohio? One of Eric's favorite all-time Buckeyes.
Oh.
Rumors are swirling. Is it possible J.T. Barrett is coming back to be the OC? You know, Eric loves him some J.T. Barrett.
You're gonna make me explain this to everybody
Ooh,
tonight.
yeah,
aren't you?
I heard about that. Yeah, I remember Vader had brought that up before. I said, I don't know if I would, because with JT, I know he's been a quarterback coach, but as an offensive coordinator, I'm not sure. Like, I would love bringing him back as an assistant quarterback coach with Billy Sassley, but if you're talking about, like, offensive coordinator, I don't know about that one. I don't know.
He ain't coming here for an assistant quarterback coach. I'll tell you that
Nope.
much, because he's killing it in the NFL at that position, dude. Killing it. I mean, you should know, you're in Chicago. They sucked last year, and all of a sudden now they're out there winning playoff
Oh, yeah.
games. TJ, we're talking playoffs. Chicago winning playoffs.
JT got himself an
That's what I
athletic
was
quarterback.
surprised by. JT, I would give JT all the credit for what he did, but I also can't say the Packers choked that one too, because they had a chance and they
Yeah,
choked
they
it.
did. They got choked on them cheese turds.
Oh, and did you guys also hear about the big news? I know for you two Cincinnati and Browns fans, you guys are really happy that Mike Tomlin left, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in.
And John Harbaugh.
Well, okay. Since you're bringing it up, TG, I have refused to say this because I don't want to speak it into existence. One of the best jobs in the NFL just came open today. I know Chris don't want to say that, agreed with this. Pittsburgh Steelers job's open.
Well, yeah. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it was done brilliantly because they convinced Mike Tomlin to step down. Do you know what that means? Mike Tomlin cannot be straight up hired by anybody else. Pittsburgh still owns his rights through the end of his contract.
They'll let him coach somewhere else as long as it's not with a rival.
But they can dictate where it goes.
Right.
They can demand draft picks in exchange.
Mm-hmm.
This was a brilliant move.
Unless he goes.
There
college.
is a reason. There is a reason the Pittsburgh Steelers have not fired a head coach since 1968. I'm telling you right now.
If Ryan Day wanted to go pro and Pittsburgh calls him, it might be the most perfect position ever.
With
for him.
Will Howard and Jack Sawyer already there.
Yep. I have refused to
That
talk
would be
about it
great.
till now. And if that happens, Chris,
Chaos ensues the rest of the summer.
no. Ohio State's calling South Bend, Indiana, buddy.
No,
Oh yeah.
won't happen.
Kurt Signetti or Dan Lanning.
Kurt Signetti ain't leaving Indiana. He's locked in.
Yeah, I don't see him leaving either, but I do think Ohio State he will be on their radar. But also too, Marcus Freeman, I can also see that too, because it's like between him and Brian Hartline, who's the more ready one right now?
Marcus Freeman by a mile.
I don't care who's more ready. Freeman's a traitor.
Chris, you so hate him.
He's salty, ain't he?
If he apologizes for what he did, would you forgive him?
He already apologized.
He did not apologize.
He came on Columbus radio and
He apologized for getting heard. He didn't apologize for what he said.
You judging his apologies about as soft as never mind.
It's
Y'all
fact.
are so ridiculous. Look, if he can officially apologize the way Chris fights, I think Chris will accept him back into the Buckeye fold.
Don't
Look, I
count
don't
on it.
hate Freeman, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, dude, you didn't have to insult the Buckeyes to make yourself feel better. I'm not gonna lie on that one. But if he can apologize properly, that makes Chris feel better. Chris will accept him. I don't think he has any problem with that. But for Chris until the end, he is going to forever hate Marcus.
I will never accept him back.
It really is. It's kind of funny. But, I do see Ohio State going that route if Brian Hartline, especially because Brian Hartline ain't ready. I know that for her. Even though I know they really would have wanted Hartline. Out of both him and Freeman, I think they really want Hartline.
They might
There's
go.
no ifs or ands or buts about that in my mind.
Yeah, I listen. I know I'm getting some hate in the comment section. Jennifer, I hear you. She's like, "Good grief, guys." I know. Listen, I haven't wanted to talk about it, but I'm telling you,
Now,
there's been zero interest in Ryan Day from the NFL this year, and that's weird to me.
that is, you know what though? Vader explained this to me, and it makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
And a lot of it has to do with how he slowed down the offense this year. People are questioning it, the pace at which he calls the game, the pace at
Isn't that more NFL like though? To be
not
honest,
anymore.
I mean, well, depending on who you're talking about, what kind of quarterback you have, but it definitely is more NFL like in my opinion. Cheryl's with you, Chris. She's with you. TG, what else you got tonight? Anything else you want to talk about?
Did you guys hear that James Coronado got into the Hall of Fame, by the way?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the little animal. Yes. Well deserving.
Three-time
So congratulations to one of the greatest linebackers in Ohio State history. Forever and James Coronado was one of my favorites growing up. I love him.
Yeah. I still remember the picture of him and his dad with the spiked
Yeah. Shoulder pads.
Shoulder pads on. Was that Sports Illustrated that did that
I can't remember.
cover? I have to look it up.
Yeah, I think so. But it was pretty awesome, especially because and also at the time, I still kind of am, but I'm more of a casual WWE fan. So I still do love WWE, but I'm more of a casual now than I was back then. But I'm not gonna lie, he is definitely one of my favorite Buckeyes all time, no doubt about it. And I'm so
Sporting
happy for Lauren
news.
Knight. Oh, and G. Scott Jr. got shot by the aviators.
What was that?
G. Scott Jr. got signed by the Aviators.
Oh, good.
I love this. I absolutely love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that
I'm
they.
actually excited to see this Columbus Aviator team. This is gonna be fun to watch.
Have we heard anything, Eric? Did we
They
ever get an
actually
email
had the
back?
draft yesterday.
No. Did we ever get an email back?
Yes, we got an email back from them. They're waiting for us to lock down a time to have the new head coach of the Aviators on our podcast for an interview.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
Apparently,
hmm
what it looks like, it seems like
The new head coach, as in Ted
Ginn.
Ginn Jr.
Ted Ginn Jr. Yeah, they like
on our
like
podcast.
on the yeah for a short interview. Yeah. So I'm
You
trying
just
to.
got me all kinds of excited.
I'm trying to arrange this for next week for our big reveal. So, yeah, there's a
awesome.
little tease for you guys.
Yeah,
Chaz,
no, they got a couple other Buckeye players.
Yeah.
I see it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, TG. Anything else on your way out, girl? We got people saying they want to call in tonight, so we're gonna try to push this along a little bit.
Hey,
Oh,
I
the
got
only
2
thing
hours
I want to
today.
say is, continue to. I love the OHL podcast. I can't wait for the Asylum segment. It's gonna be super fun. Again, myself and Sean call it that because it's a place where everybody can let it loose. I'm excited for the Nut House. And again, thank you guys for bringing me on here, for allowing me to become part of the OHIO podcast family, and for helping me with the start of the Spectrum podcast. Again, for everybody, the link should be in the chat. I even put the link in the chat myself if anybody missed it, to go and check it out, because the first video was all about news going on in the sports world. I promise you guys are going to love it, and I'm going to keep giving you guys all the updates, I'm going to pretty much keep giving you guys videos, all the analyst analysis, everything moving forward. I can't wait to watch this channel take off, and I'm excited for the OHL podcast to be taking off. I can't wait.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for calling in again tonight, TG. Everybody go check out our podcast. TG, I'm going to let you do your thing. OH.
Go Bucks, and scum still sucks.
There she goes. That is TG on her way out, everybody. Let's
W. Buck nailed this one right.
Okay.
Chris just got Christmas all over again.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. Hey, what's going on, Michael? Good to see you, buddy. Our Tennessee sister Tennessee podcast over in the College Shuttle. Good to have you on tonight, man. All right, this one is the Schrock Star next. Let's go. What's up, buddy?
I live in a van down by the river.
A snowy river tonight, yes?
Snowy river, yeah. It's very cold down by the river tonight.
That's the Maumee River
I
that
tell you
you're
what.
next to, my friend. I know
Yeah, it's the
exactly where
Maumee
you're
river,
at.
Yep. I'm up by the Maumee River tonight. Yes, I am.
Oh, well,
wanna
what's
give
on
a
your
shout
what's on
out.
your mind
I
tonight
want to
there?
give a quick shout out to my Buckeye sisters, Mika and TG. You guys are killing it. I'm proud of you girls. Keep going. The sky's the limit for both you ladies, and I'm proud of you girls.
Yeah, we're excited for what you'll be bringing to the table as well. Sean, you and Nate and a former Buckeye, EJ Underwood,
Yep,
are all.
Mr. EJ Underwood. Yep.
You guys are all starting a podcast
we're-
under the OHIO podcast umbrella as well.
Yes, we're just ironing out some details of. Still got some things to go over, but yes, we're very excited. EJ's pumped, I'm pumped, Nate's pumped. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and of course, our brother Vader's gonna be helping us out with the producing aspect of it. So we're very excited.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
should
heard
be.
this, but if Ryan Day leaves Ohio State, that they're going to bring Kirk Ferentz as the head coach. Eric,
I will.
not
I
Marcus
will.
Freeman.
I will drive the hearse that he'll be sitting in the back of out of the state of Ohio as soon as he gets here, because that guy is not going to last another season. He is older than Chris.
But say what you will, he can count to 11.
Oh, son of a.
Guy averages about 10 wins a season. So, I mean,
Well,
I
what
tell
is
you,
coincidence? So does
I
Marcus
agree
Freeman.
with Chris, and I have Chris's back on this. I do not want Marcus Freeman here either. Screw him. He's a traitor, and I don't care what he says. I don't accept his apology.
This is going to be a
was a
wild
half-hearted-
podcast if that day happens. It is going to be that show might break the internet.
Or it might be the calmest podcast you've ever seen.
You,
Maybe it'll just be like The Undertaker when he retired. Maybe you'll just see my hat and my shades. laying
in
here
the
on
microphone,
The microphone, the hat, and the shades laying right here on my desk, and that's all you see.
he doesn't even show. He just walked away.
I tell you what, when they announced that they better have a physician besides Chris and, ambulance ready because he might end up stroking out.
Nope, I refuse to let that get to me. I could literally walk away.
Hey guys, with this offensive coordinator position still not filled, I just hope that they do not promote from within.
Keenan
I
Bailey,
want them to
baby.
Go get a proven caller, man.
They're gonna promote from within, Sean, somewhat. They're gonna bring in somebody who I think can bring Keenan Bailey along.
Yeah, even if they hire somebody, Keenan Bailey's going to get a bump in pay and a raise.
He's going to be be the co-OC still, and he's going to be taught how to play call, because that is who Ryan Day wants in that spot eventually. But I think they get somebody from the NFL to teach him.
Guys, I will lose my mind if it's Brian Dable. I'm just telling you that right now.
You and me both.
I tell you what, I've watched Browns football my whole life, and I had season tickets for over 25 years to them clowns. And the worst play caller I've ever seen was Brian Dable, hands down. I mean, my gosh, he was terrible. He's just lucky he's friends with Nick Saban. Nick Saban gave him a job, and they won a national championship, and everybody thought he was so great. He wasn't that great. He's crap. I want Todd Monken. That's who I wish they would go get, Todd Monken. I think what he did at Georgia for those 2 years when they won back-to-back championships. He was a good coach at Southern Miss. The guy knows what he's doing. I think he would be the perfect play caller for Ohio State.
Hey, you know what would be even better than Dayball for you, Sean? Maybe they could bring Hugh Jackson in to be the offensive coordinator.
Get out.
Oh, Hugh Jackson?
Gee,
I tell you who.
Mr. What was it? 1-31 in 2 seasons?
I'll go jump in the lake if that
1 year
happens.
though, they gave him nothing, man. They traded everybody away, and they were purposely tanking that year, and he didn't have a
Hey, I just
have a chance.
I just thought of a name,
has to win a
Sean.
game.
I just thought of a name. Remember the former head coach at Toledo who left and became the head coach at Connecticut? Candle?
Yeah,
Jason
Candle.
He was rumored, he got an interview, and he was rumored to be moving into that position before they went the route that they did 2 years ago. I wonder if he would re-interview for that.
I wouldn't be mad about it.
He's a great coach. He's a good play caller. I just think 2 years in a row of promoting within of someone who's not, has no experience calling plays, I think that would just be catastrophic for us, guys. I would not be happy. I mean, I have nothing against Fessler or Keenan Bailey, but those guys, neither one of them are qualified to be a OC right now.
I'm with Dog.
I like Joe Moorhead.
I like Joe Moorhead too. I do.
Oh, that's a great. Oh, yeah.
Akron?
I would be happy with Joe Moorhead. Bring him on.
And you know what? Here's the thing.
Creative mind.
He's creative. He's older. He's got a lot of experience. He's not got the ambition to try to take Ryan Day's job.
Correct.
he would be a perfect mentor if you're trying to bring Keenan Bailey along.
Yeah.
To me, Joe Moorhead makes all the sense in the world.
I'm with you.
I would love it. I would not be mad at that one bit, Chris.
And man,
I mean, look at what he did
our
when he was
running backs would
Oregon's
know how to run
offensive
a.
coordinator. I mean,
He's got Akron on the cusp of going 6-6, which is literally
And Akron, that's impressive.
miracle.
he was 5-7 this year. It took him 4 years to get to the cusp of 6-6, but Akron was the Indiana of the MAC, for lack of a better term. So I mean, my gosh, Ohio State's ladies basketball team scored 108 points tonight.
That's more than the men's team scored in the
Wow.
last 3 games combined.
Holy smokes!
I think they could probably beat the men's, couldn't they?
Nah, come on, man.
I'm just kidding.
Come on, brother.
I thought it was nice that you guys let that Michigan fan Tyler call tonight. That was nice of you guys.
Jeez.
Why are you throwing shade?
Man.
He's my boy. I always tease him. I tell you what, that was a great call by Vader, man. Dropping knowledge like that makes a lot of sense, and I agree with them. That's the way they should go about building the roster now. It makes perfect sense. And I don't know if we were really flipping out so much, like one of the earlier callers said, but I just think people were upset because, we see certain players that we thought were going to be starters next year just up and leave, and it makes no sense. You guys come in, you develop, you get your chance to start, and you bail, you jump in the portal. I mean, it was frustrating, and I mean, there's all kinds of there's rumors going on, but the one thing about Ohio State, I do not agree with the lunatic fringe when you threaten kids or you threaten coaches' lives. That's uncalled for. If you want to criticize someone's play calling or even criticize someone's play on the field, that's one thing, but you do not, take personal shots at people and you don't threaten people.
I'm a 50-year-old man.
The one thing about our fan base that I do love is we hold our team and our coaches accountable. We don't want to let them slip down to where it was during the early years of the Cooper era, and I just couldn't imagine going through that now. Could you, Eric?
No. Thank God they didn't have social media.
We never would go through that
younger.
again. We never would go through it again, though, Eric, because they would fire them.
If we had social media when we were younger, can you imagine the kind of trouble we would have got into? Oh, my gosh. The stuff we did.
Oh, man.
The hazing we did in sports. Like, I got hazed, but it was like a rite of passage. It was weird. And then by the time you're a senior, you're hazing everybody else. And, I mean, the stuff we did. My gosh.
So, the thing is, Eric, is back then, though, if we had social media back then, people weren't so sensitive back then, you know?
Well, we weren't. That's true.
We weren't easily offended. It was just like, when you're a freshman, you get hazed, and that's just the rite of passage, and that's just what it was.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies is that what is that one with Matthew McConaughey? All right, where he's
Dazed and
Confused when they paddle the freshmen.
Paddle all the freshmen, and the freshmen are running all summer long.
They do something like that here in Delaware, but it's with squirt guns. It's it's safe, but. I thought it was that movie cracks me up, man. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Well, Sean, I know you got a late night, man. I know that you got an early morning, I should say, there where you're at.
Who doesn't have an early morning?
So, and we still got a full bank of calls we need to get to tonight. So, give me your last thoughts on the way out, brother.
Hey, man, my thoughts are I just want to say thank you to you and Chris for giving me and TG and the rest of us a home and a chance to be involved. And you guys are just awesome. And all the success that we have, you guys deserve it because you guys did it the right way. You guys are class acts, and you've built a great community, and it's truly a family. And I am just blessed and proud that I'm a part of it, and to be able to call you both my friends, that's awesome, man. I can't thank you guys enough.
Oh, we
Thanks.
appreciate you, Sean, man.
I appreciate it,
Yeah,
man.
we appreciate you more than you realize, and looking forward to doing some stuff again this summer together, all three of us. We all live in Ohio, so looking forward to get together. We're definitely going to be doing
gotta say
something.
4 now because Corey's living in Ohio again too.
That's right. Corey's up. Yeah, Sean and Corey are pretty close tonight, so where they're at. So, all right, buddy. Have a good night, man. OH.
IO and Scum still sucks.
All right. Chaz, I see you, man. I see you. I got one ahead of you here I need to get to. She's been holding on for a while, and I know she can't stay up much later, so I'm going to go to her. What's up, Mika?
Hey, brother. Hey, Grumpy Cat. What's up, guys?
What's going on, Mika?
It's good to hear your lovely voice. Congratulations
I'm not
on
grumpy.
episode number 1 of the Illuminati podcast yesterday.
Yeah, it was awesome. I appreciate you co-hosting. Couldn't ask for a better one. And before I get into anything like that, I wanted to say something to the first caller that called in tonight. What was his name, Michael?
Yes.
He said he's always dreamed about podcasting and stuff. If he wants to come on, once I get big enough, I'd be happy to have him on.
Oh, there you go. So if you're still listening, Michael, go ahead and email me. Email the show, theohiopodcast@gmail.com, and I will share your information with Mika so that you can get in touch with her. She has her own podcast called The Illuminati, where she talks about recruiting and Ohio State, and we wear tinfoil hats over there. It's a lot of fun because we get into fan theories and different things, and she's going to have different people on her podcast. So go ahead and email the show, Michael, if you're still listening, theohiopodcast@gmail.com. I'll get you in touch with her.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. I'd love to have him on. Someone gave me a shot, so might as well do it for someone else.
That's awesome, Mika.
But anyway, I love the guys we brought in from the portal, and I think what we're going to see is a big emphasis on creating turnovers, because that's what a lot of the guys that we brought in from the portal are doing or have done, is creating turnovers, especially the secondary guys we brought in. I think that's going to be a big emphasis, and I think we're going to get back to running some tempo, because I think Ryan Day learned his lesson on that, and that's also going to help our offensive line out a lot more. I think if we go back to the more tempo offense and incorporate more of the RPO offense that we got away from a little bit this year. So I'm excited.
Chris, you want to respond?
Yeah, I'm excited as well, Mika. I really think that I'm hoping this year, yes, we're gonna have a new offensive coordinator. I just hope it's somebody that Ryan Day trusts, because I definitely want to see more of the up tempo, more of the RPO, more of the Ohio State offense we're used to seeing. I'm not saying we have to put up 50 every game, but there's no reason this team should ever score less than 30 points given the talent that's on this team. Never. And I don't care what defense they're playing.
Me and Vader both wanted Joe Moorhead as the OC.
And
I wouldn't be mad at Jason Candle, though, either. That would be a good option, too.
Yeah, Mika, I 100% agree. Either one of those guys. But Eric and I were just talking about Joe Moorhead. Just seems like the perfect guy, especially if you're wanting to bring Keenan Bailey along as your eventual replacement and your play caller. He just seems like a great coach to bring in to learn from, and he's got the experience. To me, I think he makes the most sense. It's just a matter of, can we get him?
Yeah. And he's a guy I think Ryan Day would listen to. Because he's got the experience and the age, and he's coached in a lot of different places, and I think Ryan Day would listen to him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, that's it. That's an interesting thought, Mika, because I think Ryan Day, I think he I think he has a level of respect for a certain kind of coach.
Yeah.
You have to be able to talk on his level as an offensive savant for him to even come close to trusting you. And I think that was a part of the problem with the offense this year is I don't think he had the level of trust in Brian Hartline that he did with Chip Kelly. Just being honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And you could see it, I thought, at times, especially when games were tight. You could see it.
Yeah, you could.
But I'm anxious to see if the two twin defensive end D line men get a look. Darrell and Mandrell Diffuse out of Florida State. They're both 6'5", 260, and I heard they're interested in visiting, so I'm going to be really interested to see if we bring them in because they'll have multiple years of eligibility left, and we need guys to fill in gaps on that defensive end. Edge rush.
We need bodies right now. We need bodies. I mean, Chris and I got a couple years of eligibility left. We might be on this roster if we're not cared for right now. We would be like the fat rookies of the team, but
okay. If you say so, guys.
I would be in the trainer's room every day trying to get shots just to make it through practice.
I couldn't take
Did you guys see that the Aviators took Matthew Jones?
Yes.
Another Buckeye. All right.
Yes, I saw that.
We need to get our credentials to cover the Aviators.
Working on it.
We are working on it.
That would be hilarious. And if I got a chance to be Ted Ginn Jr., I'd probably die of happiness.
Well, all right. So it's settled. If and when we get Ted Ginn Jr. on, the host that day will be Mika, Chris, and myself. There we go.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would make my day. I'm such a big Teddy fan.
So we're efforting it.
God,
I don't know how long we'll get for an interview with him. It might be short, but
when I was you're breaking up really bad. Sorry.
I said I don't know how long of an interview we'll get when we get him on. It might be a short interview, but we're working on it.
Whatever it is.
Yep, and the Aviators have a special thing going on Saturday, like a fan appreciation welcome to Columbus event that's free.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Down at the new stadium, well, their old stadium.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. So I think some of the players are going to be there. They're going to sign autographs and things.
I would love to meet you guys in person at some point.
Well, it might be at an Aviators game.
Every day, but I've never met you guys. But we definitely know each other really well.
Well, Mika, we took a trip to go see Vader, and Bart and Chris and myself are going to take a trip to come see you. It's on the to-do list. We just got to find the date to do it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Vader, keep an eye on your mailbox, buddy. I sent you something.
Ooh. If you heard that, Vader, Mika sent you something. She said, keep an eye on the old mailbox. Make sure those nurses know.
You got a present.
Ooh.
I hope you liked it. And to reference the article that we did, I can't believe he sent it to Mr. Big. I was so excited. I immediately texted Eric when he told me that. I texted him a surprise emoji. I was so excited. I can't believe he actually liked it.
So
I was like, he actually likes the beat I wrote.
So what is Mika's referencing is Vader has a relationship with someone over at Ohio State who is kind of like our, where Vader is getting not all, but some of the information from. and this individual
Has some influence in the program.
yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But he sent some really nice stuff back, and if you didn't hear that phone call from earlier, Vader kind of gave us all a real nice nugget from him, so that was really cool. Mika, we got a full bank of phone calls. Go ahead and promote your podcast for everybody one more time. I threw the link in the comment section, so all of you who haven't subscribed yet can
guys,
go subscribe on it.
come over and subscribe to the Illuminati podcast. We have fun over there. I discuss recruiting, Ohio State football games, anything and everything, and crazy Ohio State fan theories and college football fan theories too. We wear our tinfoil hats over there. It's a good time. So if you haven't subscribed, please check it out and do so. It would mean a lot to me.
Yes, please do that. We would appreciate all of you would make an effort to go help her out. Faster we get to 1,000 subscribers for her, the better off she'll be, the better off we all will be. So please go do that.
Yep. And I'm not trying to compete with anyone. I just want to share my passion with everyone and kind of just be able to bring in a little bit of money so I can help myself and my family out a little bit. So it would mean a lot.
Yes, indeed. All right, Mika, thank you for the phone call. Have a good night. OH.
Good night, guys.
Night,
Go
Mika.
Bucks and go Bucks.
All right, that was Mika, everybody. Man, like every time we lose another phone call, another one just hops right on, Chris. So this is a
Hey,
good thing.
I got a 2-hour delay this morning. I'm sleeping in.
Yeah,
We can keep this thing going as long as you need to there, brother.
I'm glad you did, because this is gonna be this might be a crazy night. I think this is gonna be Chaz, if I'm not mistaken. Hello, Chaz. Is this Chaz?
Hello? Sorry.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can.
Sorry,
Yes,
my
we
messed
can.
up here too.
Yeah, we can. Welcome to the OHIO podcast.
Okay. Thank you for taking me on. I love the show, man. First time caller, so I do appreciate it.
Oh man, no problem. We appreciate you
Yeah.
calling in. What's on your mind tonight?
I know I was trying to get on last week, so I'll try to get right to the point as fast as I can. So this is just how I feel. Like I said, it may be a 2-week later conversation, but it did get brought up in this episode of the podcast. It feels like to me sometimes when people bring up the Brian Hartline situation, like, you know, he takes a job and, you know, the team kind of went down and everything. It just seems like sometimes it's an excuse to me, because the way I am is it's like, you don't think other teams are dealing with that coaches may be going to other, you know, schools, or maybe, you know, like players leaving during the season and stuff like that. But I just want to say it just seems like that, because I watched in 2014 Tom Herman take a job in December to Houston, and then they won a championship that same year.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it comes off to me sometimes, especially this year. Do you feel like maybe I'm wrong, or?
No, you bring up a really good point, Chaz. Now here's the one thing I'll push back with you on: different set of players, different situations.
And I would also push back with different head coaches. Urban was never really a primary play caller. Ryan Day had been. He probably felt more confidence than Ryan Day did. Ryan Day probably felt more confidence than Urban Meyer would in taking over the playbook and the full-time play calling. Whether that was right or wrong, I just think that from a mindset, that may have been a case as well.
Here's the other difference between Ryan Day and Urban Meyer. I think Urban Meyer will put the fear of God in his coaching staff.
Absolutely.
Ryan Day, I think, is a good guy, nice guy, but I don't know that his coaching staff fear him per se, where they would be highly motivated to make sure that they're putting in every effort. Plus, that at that time period, there was no such thing as a transfer portal.
Yeah, you are right. That is a different time. Absolutely right with that. It's just sometimes like, cause it's not you guys, cause it's like people, even when you go to normal work, you talk to your friends or, people who are maybe other fans of other teams, like you hear that all the time where it's like, oh, oh man, Heartline left, or, it's like, to me, it's like, okay, but it happens though. It happens. Everybody else has to deal with the same set of circumstances. And it's just when I hear that or I think of it, I go, okay, but it's like, man, you have to overcome that, right? Because we've seen it done before. So can he do that? And then it leads me to the next thing about Ryan, with it being with the beginning callers of this episode, is being critical of Ryan. I feel like sometimes Ryan gets a little bit of a pass because of certain circumstances. And I don't mean to be this way, and I'm not disrespecting any players, but I've also watched Ryan Day take an Urban Meyer team his last year when Urban Meyer didn't want to spread the teams out. He didn't want a pocket passer, and he took 5 receivers and put them on the field and made them all look great. Johnny Dixon, Terry McLaurin, Paris Campbell, Austin Mack, Benjamin Victor, KJ Hill. I mean, he's doing that, but then all of a sudden he gets the head coaching job. He still does it his first 2 years with Chris Olave, Mack still, KJ Hill, Wilson. And then it's like he has slowly played, like you said, the methodical game. But it's my thought process is, dude, if you have Smith, you have Tate, you have Ennis, you have all these younger guys, which now they're gone, but at the time they were not gone. You're recruiting these 5-star, 4-star receivers, Graham and Porter. Why are we not spreading teams out like you used to? Why are we not slinging the rock? Why do you have these Ferraris in the garage, but you're not letting them go? I think that's the other thing too, and I'm sorry to be this way, but when I look at the team this year and I see a 4 tight end set, what are we doing? Why are we doing a 4 tight end set in the goal line when that to me that doesn't cause any threat to the defense?
Yeah, I would almost agree with that. Where's the fade to JJ in that situation? Where's the, I see where you're coming from. And I've been very critical of Ryan Day. Like I said, right at the beginning of this program, I said there is an argument that nobody has done less with more than Ryan Day has. However, I don't know that, how do I put this? I don't know that Ryan Day necessarily gets a pass. I think Ryan Day has been given an extensive learning curve. And I think he's bought himself some forgiveness with the national title win last year. But at the same time, I think Ryan Day gets criticized very fairly. I don't think that he necessarily is just given a free pass. Now, the criticism comes from people like myself or people in the podcast world. It doesn't come from a lot of your mainstream media guys. But the criticism's there, and I think the criticism is fair in most situations. But I do also think that we have a portion who are overly critical. So I think there has to be a balance.
The guys who are very threatening, which is not cool at all.
Right.
Yeah. But I think that there's a good balance there. So to me, I don't know. I think the play calling at times is questionable. I think some of the sets, like you made a very valid point. I think some of these sets are questionable. But I also think that some of the what you talked about with the different sets too, though, and the blowing it open. You talk about what he had at receiver all these years, but what you did not maybe necessarily touch on was what did he have at offensive line those years, and what did he have at quarterback those years. I mean, you look at Dwayne Haskins and the line he had in front of him. You look at C.J. Stroud, Justin Fields, and not to say that Julian Saint isn't going to get there, but he's not there yet. So I think that has to be taken into consideration when we're critical of what he's doing with the play calling as well, and why maybe he's not trying to blow it open.
Yeah. I guess I can see that, you know, and I'll say, but it's just, to me, it's discouraging to watch
It is.
I don't know how you guys felt at the time, but to see an offensive guy change Urban's mind and say, hey, dude, we're not running our quarterback 16 times a game up the gut and possibly getting him hurt. We're not doing that no more. It was believing to see, like, have more than one number one receiver, or you have threats at receiver. And then it's like he gets his turn, and I can tell you how I was thinking at the time was like, dude, we're about to become the spread offense that we see. Like, I used to be a big fan of back in the day, Oregon, when Chip was, you know, had his super RPOs and spreading them out all day. And I'm thinking, dude, we're about to really blow teams out the water now. And it is just slowly gone to the point where it's like, I hate to, and I love Jim Tressel, but it's like watching Jim Tressel. It's kind of like watching the redo. It's like, okay, but we have Jeremiah Smith, we have Tate. Why are we taking them off the field? Why are we going and getting these, you know, Chris Henry Jr.? Why are we getting these top receivers if we're not going to utilize them, you know, when we need to?
I think it's a philosophy inside the red zone, down on the goal line.
I agree.
And I think that philosophy failed this year, to be just quite honest with you. And if you ask me why I think it failed on two fronts. Number one, I think we did not have the right mentality for it. And number two, I don't think we had the proper personnel. So
Well, I really feel like when we were in the red zone, we should have seen those special packages with Lincoln. I mean, not all the time, but I think just a few times we should have seen those packages to give these other teams
I was
something to
with you
look
for
at.
a long time until I heard that he actually was not looking good running the red zone packages that they were trying to do.
Fair.
And so the coaching staff said, and that's one of the reasons why they didn't even bring him in for the tush push. They left Julian in for the tush push because even he was doing that better than Lincoln. And that comes from someone from the inside who would know. And so is that just an excuse that's being thrown out our way so that we repeat it and the narrative's out there? Or was there some truth to that? I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but that's what I heard.
Mhm.
But I will say this, in my opinion, when it came to the red zone, we had two issues. It was a lack of mentality and it was a personnel problem. And I think both of those things get fixed this year. I do.
And I know this is, you know, 7 months away, but it's more of a hypothetical. Like when you say that, do you think that we will see the four tight end set? Because I was happy to not see that against Miami. That made me excited to see. Like, thank you. Like, you know, I don't mean to be this way, but it's like, you know, he said it all year. We don't want to take a loss and then want to turn it on. But then it happened. It's like you took a loss, but then you wanted to change everything. But you knew the problems were there. And like I said, I know this for these callers may be super critical, but, you know, the dude all year stuck to his guns, going for it on fourth down, which I don't mind. If that's the mentality that you have, that you love your defense, you respect your defense, you have the greatest defense, I'm okay with that. I do believe the Indiana game, he stuck to his guns and he just got caught at one time. He couldn't convert on fourth down. But it's like, dude, all year you were shown that you couldn't do it because twice you did it against Minnesota, you didn't convert. Did it against Washington on the road, you didn't convert with C.J. Donald. You know, and I can't tell you how many times throughout Texas we couldn't score in the red zone on a QB sneak. It's like, dude, you've shown it all year. So shouldn't you come up with something different with Jeremiah Tate, or maybe have one tight end instead of four? Or maybe if you want to get in that I formation, how about we put an extra lineman on the field as your tight end?
I hear you.
And I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. But it's that's the part where I get so discouraged about this year. And I'm not saying that I'm not happy about this year, because people will call me crazy and you guys may laugh, but I wanted to beat Michigan so bad this year because I got tired of hearing it. I got tired of hearing it. I got tired of seeing it. And I got tired of the fact that, you know, it's all the times have changed, you know, like Michigan. No, dude, I'm not trying to be this way, but Michigan, arguably, I think people may disagree with me, but they should have probably won two of the four. And we all know which one they should not have won.
Yep.
Was the one before.
Yep. No, I hear you, Chaz. I hear you. Let me just explain this to you. The goal line package that we ran was put in over the summer. To go away from that and be like, we're just scrapping this at this point after they practiced all summer on that in the goal line, that sends a bad message to the players too. And it's something to consider. I know in the Miami game, they're like, look, it's do or die. Hey, Mika, Sean, everybody stop. Every time I turn around, our phones are buzzing.
Yeah, our phones are blowing up.
Turn your volume off, Chris.
I just did.
Anyways, to admit defeat after you spent all summer putting in that 13, 14 personnel on the goal line as your goal line package, thinking that this was going to be what helped you in the red zone after struggling in 2024. I mean, it's kind of hard to swallow, but that's the truth. That's the truth. Hey, Chaz, that's a great phone call, man. I want to personally invite you to come on over and be a part of our Patreon. The link is right below us here on YouTube. If you swing over to YouTube, it might even be there on Facebook if you're watching on Facebook. It only costs $5 a month to be a part of what we call the Inner Circle and to get all the insider information. And if you enjoy this, the after parties starting next week are going to be insane. They're calling it the Asylum. You're going to love it, man.
Yeah, no, real quick. And then, like I said, I know, you know, you guys got more callers, but I just want to say, man, thanks for letting me on. Really do appreciate it. And I do want to say real quick, I tried to get on a few years ago. Do you know Chad Blackburn and Ben Davis? I was on theirs a few times.
Yes. Yeah, we remember that.
Got on, yeah. And yeah, dude, love the podcast, and thank you again for letting me on. And kind of, I know that was like a 2-week sitting on my soul there, but I just wanted to say that, like, you know, love the inputs and the opinions of you guys and stuff and everything. But seriously, thanks for letting me on and letting me, you know, get that off my chest.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the phone call, buddy. Appreciate you. OH.
Yep.
Hey,
Great
hey
phone
Eric,
call.
before you take the next phone call, I want you guys want to see Eric's face change real quick, because I'm about to drop a little bit of tidbit on here that is just going to stress him out even more, because he was just saying how the season starts in 7 months. Eric, we are approximately 12 weeks away from our spring tailgate at the spring game. We are only 12 weeks from Saturday as the approximate date to the spring game.
If we have enough players to have one, that's legit. They might not have one. They've not said a word about it.
They'll at least have the showcase there.
They
You know
should. They
the
should have at
spring
least.
showcase.
Hey, as a podcaster, I would rather they have a practice.
Yeah.
I learn
Show us more. Yeah, show
so
us the
much
practice.
more about the team watching a practice
Yeah, we really
than I
did.
do the actual quote unquote thud tackling scrimmage. Can you post the link to TG's new channel? Absolutely. Sure will. I'll do that right now, but first let's go to our next phone caller. Chris, last time you had this guy, we were talking with this guy, you had almost had a heart attack. What's up, King Buckeye?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
How's it going, fellas?
It's
Oh,
going,
that's great.
it's going well, man.
The last month of my football life has been literal hell. Between Ohio State and their miserable special teams
How
to
about
my
those
Packers
Bears?
and their miserable special teams, I swear if I see one more kicker miss a field goal, I might just have to not watch football for the rest of my days. I don't know how much more missed field goals I can take, fellas.
But you love you some Caleb Williams, right?
I'm sorry?
But you love you some Caleb Williams.
I do not. I hate them more than I ever have. Just watching the Packers hand over two wins in the bag over to them this year has been miserable. But at least we beat the team up north. I can take
We'll
that
take
to the
that.
grave with me this year. Yeah, I was happy to see that kicker we got today.
Yes.
I just hope that when he comes to Ohio State, he doesn't all of a sudden decide to not make field goals anymore. That seems to be a growing theme over the last few years. But we'll see. We'll see if if we ruin him or if he stays great. It looks like he's made 3 of 4 from 50 plus.
Yeah.
So that's a
Yeah.
plus, right?
4
Automatic upgrade. Should be.
was he perfect inside the 40?
Yes.
He
Yeah, I
was
think I saw that too. That he was
Yeah.
perfect inside the 40. So
Uh,
let's pray our staff doesn't.
his downfall was
ruin him.
between the 40 and 50. That's where his worst percentage was.
But some bad news for you is that Fielding's coming back for a 23rd year.
He is stop
So he's gonna have
spreading
to
that
sit on the
rumor,
bench.
Chris. Chris, just stop. Stop with that rumor. It's
No,
not funny.
honestly, if you end up seeing him with the Columbus Aviators, that might be the biggest mistake for them and for
Why
him,
would you
because
put that
I don't think
evil on
anybody
Ted
in
Ginn?
Columbus wants to see Jaden Fielding within the vicinity ever again. So, I think he would just be best to maybe give Drew Basil a call, learn some real estate, and try selling some houses somewhere. You know, I think that's his future. Poor Jaden Fielding. Honestly. But yeah, the Natty's Monday, guys. Are you excited for it?
No.
Not really.
I mean, listen, it's not really like a catch-22 for me because on one hand, I really don't want Miami to win, and then there's a part of me that doesn't want Indiana to win too, just so the first 16-0 team in the modern era can still be available. But I also want the Wolverines to not have anything to hold on to with their whole 15-0. We're the greatest team of all time. We're the last real champion crap that they spew.
But everybody
So
knows they're
if,
a joke.
Go ahead.
But no, I was just gonna say, but everybody knows they're a joke, man. You are letting that get to you, and everybody knows they're a joke.
They are a joke, but you know something? The less that they can have, the better. And if Indiana goes 16-0, that's one less thing they get to have over anybody else. As being the only 15-0 team, the only undefeated team with that many wins, blah, 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 blah. So, I'm rooting for the Hoosiers on Monday. Obviously, I wish it was us versus them again. Personally, if we got that rematch, I don't know if we win, just because of how great they're playing and how exposed that we got in the long run. But no, I think it would be good for college football, and especially for Ohio State if we maneuver it right if Indiana wins that championship, because it's clear as day that Cignetti has the blueprint to how to navigate this new world. And hearing what Buck Vader said earlier, I hope Ohio State's taking notes from Cignetti. You can't be recruiting 25 guys anymore. It's clear as day with how many guys we've had leave and all that stuff to just not waste as much of your time on these high school kids anymore, especially when they're here for a year and they say, oh, well, I want this amount of money. Well, you haven't even played. How do you deserve that money? So I really hope that we are adjusting our philosophy of things. And if we are, hopefully we do it just as good, if not better than Indiana does, because it doesn't look like Indiana's going anywhere anytime soon. So we gotta stay competitive with them, which is never thought, and I never thought that would be a sentence I would utter out of my mouth, us trying to keep competitive with Indiana of all teams. But yeah, it's very interesting. Very interesting.
I wonder if this next recruiting cycle, we're going to see about 10 to 12 three-star athletes with the idea that they get a small, $10,000 NIL deal to stay for 2 years. You have to stay.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a thing too. That Ohio State's going to have to look into what they can get away with when it comes to getting these guys legally binded to stay here at least a couple years.
Yeah, if you
they're going to have to find the loopholes because we can't keep having high school recruits leave after one season every year. We can't completely shut recruiting off altogether as much as I would love to, and I would love to just build through the portal at this point, which a year ago I was saying the opposite, but it's clear that college football is going towards having the experience every year to win these championships and to, minimize your losses. And with the schedule we have next year, we really have to figure out ways to minimize our losses because we got quite the gauntlet, as we all know.
Yeah,
so,
it's a tough schedule.
As much as I would love to go away from recruiting in general, we got to at least get like 10. I would love to just get Ohio guys that would be more privy to staying. Which, by the way, that one Armstrong went into the portal. The other one still has.
Isn't that weird?
Which is nuts.
Is...
Like we're getting all these like we got those two guys from Alabama that seem to be a package deal. We're apparently going for a set of twins down in Florida State, and we had a set of twins, and one of them's in the portal, and the other one's just like, I guess, buying the time. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that.
Here's some quick math for you, Alex. Listen to this. If we get 15 guys a year at $50,000, what we pay them per year, $50,000, a free scholar, you get a scholarship, you're a Buckeye, and you get $50,000 a year. Okay, 15 a year.
Mm-hmm.
You have to stay here for 2 years. 30. That'd be 30 guys. That's 1/30 a roster for $1.5 million.
Do you think we'll get away with only paying them $50,000? You think they wouldn't want more than that? Like 100?
I mean, you're going to need more out for top tier guys, but
for a 3-star guy who's from Ohio or from the Midwest, and I mean, they weren't getting anything financially. I mean, what was it, $6,000 a year for your stipend or something like that?
Yeah.
$50,000. There's a lot of people who would look at $50,000 and say, "Sign me up, man."
I've told people, I said, as great as this run of getting these 5-star receivers has been, I would gladly trade it to get better dudes on offensive and defensive line. I'll take wide receivers again, like Paris Campbell and Terry McLaurin, guys who weren't rated high but had a lot to prove and were just as great as some of the guys we've had recently, like Olave and them. Those guys in college were great for us. So, if we got to trade that off to get some trenches back to Ohio State, by all means. I mean, we can still get some good wide receivers here and there if we want, but we got to focus on the areas of need here. And that's what I'm worried about with the portal right now is just getting an offensive lineman or two. I mean, I know we got Hinsman and them coming back, but I also saw those same guys get bullied by Miami and kind of by Indiana. So I would kind of like to bring some proven blood in from elsewhere that hopefully is better than Ethan Onyanwa.
Well, that was a disaster.
Maybe get those guys to compete.
You could in my little analogy, what we paid Ethan Onyanwa, you could pay 30 different 3-star guys, and guess what? They probably would be better for you and your team than what we got from Ethan.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't know. I would love to have been a fly on the wall for the last portal class on, how they evaluated all of those players, because it seems like whoever did just completely whiffed in every possible category for every one of them. I was excited about Onyanwa really only because of the video they showed of him doing smelling salts, and he went Hulk on everybody. I was like, oh God, that guy's gonna be a freak. And then, Bo Atkinson, I was like, oh, that's a big dude. He could be somebody we plug in on some plays and cause some havoc. And just nobody lived up to anything. And in fact, Philip Daniels, he ended up being one of the main two problems on that offensive line all year. Obviously, it was more Tager than anything, but yeah, I don't know. I want to get excited for some of these guys that we've got in the portal so far, but 2024's or 2025's class has me a little on edge. Hoping we evaluate. I am excited for that Florida State kid though. I know he's good, so we're good there. Some of these other guys like that Duke kid, I think will be pretty good, but outside of that, I don't know.
We need to land that Seton kid. We really need to land the Seton kid.
He's going to be worth you're going to have to pay a ton.
You know what though?
He's going to be worth too much, and I don't know. I think he comes with some attitude issues that I don't think will match.
We could use a little attitude in that offensive line.
So does Philip Daniels.
Yeah. Hey, I just don't think we'll be able to afford him. I think Oregon's going to land him. Which, by the way, how hilarious is it that Dylan Raiola decides to go to Oregon, and then like a day or two later, Dante Moore announces he's coming back. That was hilarious.
I know everybody was talking about him being in the portal. He's not in the portal. He's still at Oregon.
Raiola's not in yet. No.
There's
rumors he's going in,
and honestly, it'll show a lot about him if he ends up staying. If he stays, I'll have a lot more respect for him because he has left.
Everywhere.
He's a lot like Tate Martell.
He's left everywhere.
He just seems to be like, oh, well, I'm going to the next place then.
Well, let's remember, it actually makes sense for him to stay because he's recovering from a broken leg. He can sit on that bench for another year. Probably, maybe even with the way they're giving out extra eligibility, probably even weasel out an extra redshirt year if he needed to. And
he hasn't had a redshirt year
yet. He hasn't had one yet. So, yeah, he could get a redshirt year and still have his eligibility left.
Well, and they just changed the redshirt rules to where if you play 9 games, you don't burn your redshirt. 9 games now.
Yeah, you can play the season.
Yeah, 9 games. That's wild.
And that doesn't count the playoffs,
That's a lot of games.
Right.
It's a lot of games. When they got Dylan Raiola, I immediately at that point, and I saw people bring up earlier, TG bringing up getting Dan Lanning if Ryan Day ever left. That's proof to me right there that Ohio State should never touch Dan Lanning. The last 2 years watching him in the playoffs where he gets blown out by us, he plays with. He got a layup game obviously against James Madison. Then he plays with fire the entire 4 quarters against Texas Tech, going for it on 4th down like 8 times, and Texas Tech just wasn't good enough to do anything to make him pay for those mistakes. And then obviously he gets boat raced by Indiana. And then he has the nerve to go get Dylan Raiola, who might be one of the most unserious quarterbacks I've ever seen coming to the Big Ten. I never see them winning anything with Dan Lanning. So he can stay as far away from Ohio State as possible at this point. But do I think Ryan Day is going to be here in 5 years? Especially if things keep going the way they are? I don't know. It's an interesting thing to ponder because obviously the pressure cooker in college football is getting turned up to degrees that we haven't seen before. And, I know when I had my own show, we talked a lot about NIL when it first came about and what our fears would be. And the fears that have come to fruition are 100 times worse than what I ever imagined would happen. So, it's definitely going to be interesting. And Ross Bjork didn't really do himself any favors with anybody with the whole we're trying to restrict money thing. I get where he's coming from, and I hope for his sake it works out the way they're planning it, because if it doesn't, boy, he might get ran out of Columbus with torch and pitchforks when it's all said and done. He's pretty close to that already with a lot of the fan base, to be honest. But I don't know, boys. With all that we've lost and guys that we're bringing in, I'm trying to stay positive for next year. But with that schedule, boy, I need to see some offensive linemen in on this thing before I start feeling more comfortable about things. And I need an OC hire. For the love of God, I need an OC hire. And I need a good one, not in-house like I keep seeing and like I've heard people tonight talk about. Because if it's in-house, boy, you might as well throw next year away right now. So,
fighting words from the King Buckeye. Hey, man, good call, brother. We'll get you on the podcast very soon with our change in scheduling and things. We're going to need you, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Good phone call. OH.
I-O.
That was King Buckeye, everybody. All right, it's time to go to. Oh man, Michael dropped. Where'd you go, Michael? Saw you were in the queue.
Probably had to run to the ATM to get Tennessee some more money.
Oh, let's go to Speedy. What's up, Speedy?
Hello, brother. It's the Hulkster coming back from the grave.
Oh yeah, brother.
All right, guys. Hey, I just saw the Podfather have a little yawn that he tried to hide, not so successfully.
Hey, look, I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning.
I'm here to wake you up. With that being said, I'm going to say I'm searching and praying for the right words, so not to hurt anyone's feelings. Oh, that's right. I'm like Chris. I don't care about hurting anybody's feelings.
I really don't.
So here we go. Y'all just sit down, strap in, and hold on.
Here we go.
All right, brother. Okay, first off, I understand 100,000% Mr. Big's comments on taking players in the portal who have proven themselves over the kids who haven't the dedication to the process of development. When the transfers graduate or move on to the NFL, our class of 2026 who do trust in the process are going to be on the ready and fill in those gaps when the others leave.
Okay. So you're counting on this recruiting class coming in to fill in the gaps that has been left by the 2025 class, if I hear you right.
No, I'm just saying these guys that we are getting through the transfer portal, who have the experience.
Gotcha.
They've already proven themselves on the field, and these recruits from 2024 or whatever, whichever class, if they want to move on, and I understand, listen, we all understand these are kids. We all understand that they want to play. We all understand that if they have other players that trump them in certain positions at Ohio State, they probably should look for other places to go and play and earn money for their families. And all, there's just a lot of outside pressures. I get that.
Okay, I follow you, Speedy. I follow. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I think the issue is you're going to need a whole lot more to replace what we lost. Just mathematically, the numbers aren't mathing. We're going to need more bodies on this in this roster. We're going to need a lot more guys to portal in than what we've got right now.
Absolutely. And like I said, we can get the kid from Duke, the safety, and the other ones that Mika was just talking about, the couple fellas from Alabama that just committed to us. I mean, those guys, have some experience already.
Sure, they're good guys.
And
They're
let's
good
not,
players.
fool ourselves or anything like that. We know the coaching staff tells all the recruits that there is a process. You've got to develop to get on the field. I do like when Urban used to put kids on special teams to earn their way on the field. But at the same time, I think JJ Smith is an anomaly. And the fact that he got to play his true freshman year, albeit that we know he is a freak, I think some of these kids think that they should just go ahead and step on the field in the same manner.
Well, here's the problem with that. You said it. JJ's a freak. He is not of this world. And he deserves every penny of NIL money that he's being given. But you are right. For the most part, these kids have to learn how to respect the process. These kids that have not started a game, who are coming in and asking for over $1 million in NIL, having never started a game, need to get their heads out of their backsides. That is ridiculous. And if some fool in Tennessee or some idiot in Wisconsin or some jackwad in Florida is willing to pay them that much money for an unproven commodity, then go. We don't need you anyhow. If your only love is for the money, get the hell out. We don't need you. You come to Ohio State, you're being short-sighted, by the way, and you're screwing your career.
If you're not willing to compete, if you're not willing to put in the work, you can become an Iron Buckeye in the off season. There are so many ways to be able to prove yourself to get on that field. And if you're not willing to trust in the process, like I said before, I guarantee you all these coaches are going to these kids saying, listen, we have a process. If you are the stud we think you are, then you may be able to play on the field, by the end of the first year or something like that. But, you can't just expect coming to a dominant program like Ohio State or Georgia or Alabama or Oregon or anything like that, where you might have been the best player in your high school league, and expect to play a whole heck of a lot if you're not going to put in the work and the time and development.
Yeah. And that's the problem. These kids don't want that. They want an ATM machine. They don't want to play football. They're not worried about playing football. They're not worried about developing. They're being short-sighted. They aren't going to where their development is going to enhance, where they're going to turn into an NFL prospect. They are going to an ATM machine. That's all they want. They have no passion. They have no true love for football. They have no true love to help themselves in the long run. They want the fast cash. Yep. Go. Get out. We don't need you.
Yeah, well, and I'll add this. It's all about the instant gratification, brother. I mean, we've got our cell phones. We can look up anything and everything we want. And I know you all probably pretty close in age. I'm sure the Wild Man's a lot older than Chris or than Eric and I. But anyways, we had to look up stuff. We had to go to the library. We had to look up information in books.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
Encyclopedias. There are kids who don't even know what an encyclopedia is.
Funny story. I'm going to cut you off here for a funny story real quick. Had a kid, came into, this was a family member, this was years ago, came into my house. I had an old set of Encyclopedia Britannica. So he said to me, he says, "What is that?" I said, that's Google. That was Google before you could pull it up on your phone. You're right. These kids, instant gratification. It's all about fast information, fast this, fast that, fast money, fast everything. No patience, no willingness to wait or work.
Absolutely. You know, well as I just dogged on the wild man, aka the grumpy cat, for his age, which I'm sure I'm older than both of you guys. But anyways, I agree 100% on the coaches that get hired on to other places should finish the season with their current team before they start doing other duties with their new team. And with that being said, I think that all these changes should not go before. Wow, that's a heck of a picture. But anyways, they should put it in their contract that they, need to finish their contract, their current team, the current year, blah, 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 blah. And the transfer portal should not be until after the national championship, at least.
I agree.
But I'm wondering why I've got a porn stash.
Well, that's what? Because your beard's so white that the AI didn't even pick it
That
up.
looks like a daggone porn stash. That
You
is
should be-
70s porn stash right there, Eric.
Yeah, well, I'm not the one who made the picture. Someone
Hey,
sent it
Bogsy,
to
is
me.
that an early picture of Ron Jeremy there?
That is the that is the legal team that you're talking to tonight. That is Boggs and Wild's attorneys at law.
Oh dear Lord.
Thanks to RDCB for the newest creation that he created tonight.
Oh, Right Day Championship beard is the best, man. I'll tell you what. Let's just go ahead and move on to the next one, guys. I got a couple more things, and I know you got a lot of callers. The differences between last year and this year, as far as the OC, we had Chip Kelly, of course. We did win the Natty and all that stuff, whatever. But something that Chip Kelly did not do was beat that team up north, which Heartline did. And I think if Heartline would have been, I don't know, say restricted. I love some Heartline. I love that guy. But at the same time, had he stayed and been committed 100% to the program through the championship game and the playoffs, we may be looking at a different type of scenario. What do y'all think?
I agree.
I think so as well. I think that the NCAA, the system is so broken with this, with the portal where it is, with the early signing day where it is. The system is so broken. Ohio State's not going to be the last team that this costs. It's not. It's not the first. It won't be the last. Coaches are going to leave. You look at this Ole Miss team this year. This Ole Miss team, which, God love them, they made themselves a little run after they lost Lane Kiffin. They went out and they won themselves a playoff game, but teams are going to lose because of the schedule, the calendar that's set up by the NCAA. And here's the thing. I think that's what the NCAA wants. I think that is exactly what the NCAA wants.
Yeah, well, we all know by now, anybody who's watched any type of sport, any amount of time, knows that consistency is the key. You've got to have the same people in the same positions, coaching the same kids, the same philosophy, this, that, and the other. You can't have someone who's obviously not there 100% of the time, and then that responsibility go on the head coach. And thank goodness that Ryan Day has the offensive background to kind of step in last minute. But, man, I don't know. It's kind of a no-brainer for me, guys.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Speedy. You got another topic for me, man?
Oh yeah. Actually, I want to give you a little pushback. I saw a podcast earlier this week that said you didn't think that we had a great season. You said we had a good season, but we did not have a great season. I will kind of one up that and say I think we did have a great season, considering all the young players we had, including a first-time starting quarterback. All the unknowns with all the losses we had on defense to the draft, considering I thought we could have had 2 losses in the regular season, let alone go undefeated or whatever, go to the Big Ten championship and then obviously go to the playoffs. So, but, that's nitpicking or whatever, but that's just my little thought.
Was it me or Chris that said
That was
that?
me.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That was me, and I stand 100% by that. I still say we had a good season, but not a great season.
Go ahead,
Eric.
I was going to say, I'm with you, Speedy. I thought we were going to get 10-2, and we ended up going 12-0, and then it kind of fell apart on us at the end. But no, I'm pretty sure that was Chris that said that we had a good season, not a great season.
It was, and this is why I say that, and this is why I still agree with it. The fact is, I thought we would go 11-1 in the regular season. I absolutely thought that. We didn't. We went 12-0. When we did that, that forced me to reevaluate my expectations. And there was no reason, none whatsoever, for us to lose to that Indiana team in the Big Ten title game. None. And I understand what you're talking about with the continuity, Speedy. I do. But when you have the superior team talent-wise, and we did, and when you have a guy who's supposed to be an offensive guru like we did, when you have a national championship quality defense, which we did, we lost to a lesser quality team. We did that on 2 occasions. We did it with Indiana. We did it with Miami. No excuses accepted. Because we basically came out and stopped playing football on the offensive side of the ball. After what I saw in the regular season.
And I want to first apologize to the Podfather because I thought it was him on a podcast. I watch you guys so much, you guys are starting to look alike, So, but anyways, I digress.
It's all the gray in his beard.
What?
But anyways, it definitely was you, man. I'm sorry. But hey, I want to send a shout out to TG and Mika on their new shows. I'm already subscribed. Thanks to you guys posting the links.
Welcome.
And I will go on from here and say, if they would go to the NFL, hypothetically, of course, wouldn't Matty P be a good fit to just step right in there? Tim Walton, who's already assistant head coach, step up, be the DC. Matty G, Guerrieri, promoted with Laurinaitis on the defensive side. I mean, I think it's just a natural fit.
I can't do it. I like what you're thinking, but I can't do it. Not yet. Because Patricia's head coaching stint in Detroit still sticks in my head just a little bit. Not to say that he didn't come out and prove himself as a great defensive coordinator, because he 100% did. He proved everybody wrong, including me. He was the right hire for this job, absolutely. I'm not ready to put him in a head coaching position just yet.
Of course, and this is what I like about Matty P. And it's very, very unique in today's day and age, is that he once served as an offensive coordinator and, of course, a defensive coordinator.
Right.
I think that gives him much more perspective and much more understanding on both sides of the ball than most.
I agree.
And that's fair. That's fair, but you know what? I would say that should, since he did that in the NFL, that would also apply to the NFL, where he did not have great success as a head coach. So that's
Well, I mean,
that still sticks in
if
my
you're
mind
talking
just
about
a little bit.
Detroit, I mean, come on, man. It's almost, I mean, it's just maybe a half a step above being a coach at Cleveland. I mean, come on. You got the ownership and all that stuff that wants to do their thing instead of follow your philosophy, this, that, and the other.
I don't know. I don't think Detroit's anywhere near as bad as the ownership in Cleveland. I don't think that. I think Detroit has honestly been very good since Patricia left. Yeah, they had some struggles, but I mean, I think they've been overall a better quality program since he left. But at the same time, I love Matt Patricia's what he does as a defensive coordinator. I think he's a brilliant man. I think he should get a chance to be a head coach again in the future. I'm just not ready right now.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And I noticed you took your hat off for me. I appreciate that. I'll take that as a salute.
Actually, and I'm glad you take it that way, but the honest God truth is, my little recording office here is about 85 degrees right now.
I had to
going
get up
melt.
and turn my heater off. I'm burning up right
That's
now.
what I did was turning mine off.
Well, I'm glad I got you guys woken up a little bit. Come on, you can't be yawning live on the air.
Well, it's been a long day for me.
I would
man.
say I've been going since about 5 a.m.
Yeah, I was earlier. I was
dude.
I
so get up. Go ahead, Eric.
I was at 4 something this morning when I woke up, but I went to bed super early last night.
That's a dangerous
we
question.
got one more phone call we need to get to, Speedy. Last thoughts on your way out, my man.
Absolutely. Well, let me just tell you, I had to be at work at 4 a.m., so I was up at 3 a.m., and I'm still kind of going. I don't know how, but I am. But anyways, if you don't think Ryan Day doesn't have a depth chart for up and coming as well as established coaches at all levels,
Oh, yeah,
you don't know OSU football as well as you think you do.
He's got
all
a
those
list.
naysayers and all that stuff. Right now, recruiting has been changed as we know it forever because of NIL and the transfer portal, of course. And my departing thought to my brothers of the Ohio podcast, if you guys do make the spring game roster as fill-ins or whatever, will you please sign a mini helmet for me after the game?
We better do it before because the odds are at least one of us is not surviving. You ever seen that scene of the latest Bad Boys movie where the Martin Lawrence and Will Smith are getting ready to run a race and the captain's like, I got $50 on a torn hamstring. That's what you would be looking at with us.
I know this
Oh,
much. If
that's
I'm on the
hilarious.
offensive line, I'm getting ran over, but I'm holding on for dear life.
Absolutely. Well, guys, you know what? You know I love you guys. Love Buckeye Nation. Everybody comes in here. I tell you what, I just feel like family when I come in here. But I'll let you guys go to the next caller. Sorry to take up so much time, but I thoroughly enjoyed talking with you guys again. You know, where I work, and Eric knows where I work. Christmas was living Hades, if you will. And I'm just glad to get back in the groove. I actually have tomorrow off. That's why I'm on here so late.
Nice.
But you guys have a great night, and I'll see you on the Patreon.
All right. Sounds
All
good,
right.
buddy. OH.
I-O!
And you too can join the Patreon link below. There's a free version, a $5 version, a $20 version. Free don't get you much, gets you only one board. The $5 where it's at, that's your best deal. $20 gets you this nice little hat that Mika's going to be sporting. She said she stole it from her dad.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't thinking, Eric, this is going to be a big weekend of change for me. You know, we got the new format coming up here in the next week or so. We got the doors closing on the Ohio State store on Sunday. Yeah, this is going to be a big weekend of change for me.
Yeah, national championship game Monday night. Oh man,
that doesn't matter because that matters to me about as much as the Super Bowl does as a Browns fan. So
We just got another new one pop in. We might go all night long. All right, it wouldn't be the last call-in show without Diesel Dan.
Yeah, good evening, OHL podcast. How are we doing tonight?
It's a late night for us. We're
Very
going
late
on
night.
hour
We're looking
number
rough.
3 of the call-in show. What you got, man?
All right. I know it's the last college show of the OHL podcast, and I thought I would bring the Thunder tonight. And I know, Eric, you like the Thunder, so I'm going to put it down like this. Our season this year has gone so well that although we lost the 2 games, let's not be embarrassed. This upcoming season, I told y'all in 2 super chats, our defense this year, upcoming, is going to be hot. And I'm telling you, as far as the guys we're getting coming in, I mean, with Matt Patricia, we're an unstoppable defense this upcoming season. And I'm going to be perfectly honest. And in the words of the late, great Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba, the job is not finished. Matt Patricia knows it's a job at Ohio State's not finished. Winning a national championship and let alone building a defensive roster for this program that's so elite, it's almost like the 2000 Ravens or the 02 Buccaneers status. I mean, I'll go be honest. I'm not sugarcoating what I say.
Okay.
I mean, there's ice in my veins because I'm cold as heck. But you know what? Hell may freeze over, but I don't care. I'll just spit the truth on here. And I'm spitting it honestly.
Okay.
I mean,
but you're you're not giving me truth. You're giving me your opinion. Now, why do you think that? Give me some reasons behind it.
I'm going to be honest with my answers with you, Eric.
Okay.
Number one, we've got the defensive recruiting class already for 2025 and 2026.
2025 recruiting class is in the portal, bro.
I'm sorry, 2026.
Okay.
But as far as the transfer portal, there's guys jumping to us already from Wisconsin, the defensive tackle from Alabama already. I mean, so we're already rebuilding, and plus we've got a lot of guys on defense that are waiting to take their turn, you know, and start every game. And then Edric Houston, obviously one of the great guys on defense at the defensive end position. I feel like he's going to really help these guys get the code set in the locker room and be able to say, hey, let's not forget the Ohio State University. Where's that number 1 defense in the Big Ten that shut out people? I mean, that's just my honest, and that's what I'm going to say honestly, Eric. And that's the only reason I could think of besides the other reason, Matt Patricia. I mean, he's a great defensive coordinator, let alone he studied from a guy who coached one of the greatest defensive players in all of history, Lawrence Taylor, Bill Belichick. So, I mean, I'm going to get the devil his due. So,
all right. So your reasoning is Matt Patricia's coming back. Guys we got in the portal. And Edric Houston, who you said is a defensive end, he's actually a defensive tackle. Those are your 3 reasons that you gave me on why the defense is going to be good next year.
I said it honestly, Eric, and I said it as honest as I could.
Okay. All right. Now why? What about? Let's go to the other side of the ball because you're going to need that too. You tell me why the offense is going to be good in 2026.
Offensive side, we've already got Julian staying back. We've got Jeremiah Smith still. We got Chris Henry Jr. I feel like, you know, Brian Hartline leaving was what's really going to set the tone in the offensive side of the locker room. Because Brian Hartline not only betrayed his own brothers and left, so that's going to fuel these guys for this upcoming season. That's what's going to let these guys set the tone on the offensive side of the roof. And I feel like that's the only honest to God reason I have.
Okay, so Julian Saint's coming back, and the offense will be fueled by the fact that Brian Hartline left.
Yep, correct.
So those are your 5 reasons why Ohio State is going to be good next year?
This upcoming season.
Okay.
I listen. I'm laying it down. All right. Now, somebody could disagree with me. Somebody can agree with me. I don't know. I'm an idiot. All right. So just so y'all know, I
Don't
could
call
be
yourself an
sometimes,
idiot.
so.
Don't call yourself an idiot.
Well, can I chime in here?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because I actually agree with them on some points. I think Matt Patricia coming back is huge. I said that earlier. I absolutely believe Matt Patricia is going to be able to take this defense and make it an elite level. I believe the transfers we got coming in from Alabama, I think the addition of Earl Little Jr. To help either in the nickel spot or possibly to take over in the safety spot for Caleb Downs if necessary. I think that is a huge addition. I think that I've got some concern at linebacker right now, although I think we've got a couple of very good up-and-coming kids. So I'm not worried about the defense either. Offensively, I do think Julian Sain with another year under his belt is going to be better. I think that Bo Jackson with another year under his belt is going to be better. Here's my concerns. And of course, he did mention Jeremiah, Chris Henry Jr. I think something that's going to help us that a lot of people are leaving out here is Brandon Ennis coming back for another year. He was very underutilized. And he is a great leader on the field. And I think that's something we've been missing. So I look for Brandon Ennis to actually have an impact as well. Now, what I think we all do have reason to concern, and we have to be realistic here, is I still think we need to improve our offensive line play. I'm not saying it was terrible last year. It needs to improve. We need to learn how to block against a stunt and a twist. Because if we don't, they're going to eat us up just like they did the last two games. Our running backs need to learn how to block. That's the other thing that scares
Chris, you make an honest point, and you made some honest points there as far as the offensive line. And I meant to say the offensive line, but I forgot. So thank you.
But
so yeah,
this is
and I'm sorry, Chris, for interrupting you, but I mean that's the honest to God truth.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
But yeah, but you know what? To all the haters of Ohio State, I'm just going to say this: you better be prepared when we come back, because when we come back, we're going to be hunting y'all down, and we're going to be kicking your butt. So we don't care how bad we're going to beat you, because we're going to remind you who was the team that was national champion, and it's going to be back to the national championship, to let alone get revenge on whoever wins between Miami and Indiana. So I mean, this is going to be a little bittersweet on our end. Yeah, because Notre Dame fans could laugh, Michigan fans could laugh, Indiana fans could laugh. Yeah, hot. Do I really care about them laughing? No, because in the end, what's going to happen? They're going to lose to Ohio State. So that's the honest to God truth from me. I don't know like I said, if anyone agrees with me, that's fine. Disagrees with me, calls me a moron. Okay, I don't care.
Did you see what Farrah put in the comments section?
Yes, I did. And she's right. I'm sure we look rough right now. We've both been. Well, hell, Eric, I'm going on 18 hours that I've been up, and you've been up 19 hours. We're old. We aren't meant for this anymore.
Oh, last thought.
Like I said, guys, that's just my opinion. Either I'm crazy or a moron, or somebody can disagree with me. I don't know.
All right, Dan the Diesel Freak. We got a new show starting that you might be interested in over on Patreon. So it's called The Nut House. I think you're a perfect person for it. So
that's a compliment, actually. By the way,
we might be in contact. All right, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be joining Patreon because due to some things I got going on and just some projects and then work and just whatnot, I don't really know. So, I mean, it's going to be. I don't honestly see myself joining the Patreon page.
Well,
not even for an unsanctioned cage match.
Who knows? That could change. I don't know. But most likely, yeah, I'm not gonna be on Patreon.
What if I told you you get to debate me finally, which you've always dreamed about?
In an unsanctioned, gloves off, all out battle. That's what the new show
on
is.
Patreon, it's on Patreon. It's uncensored, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Cage match, buddy.
Okay. All right. Today was like I really never thought about
Just
that
mull that
happening. I
over.
thought me and
Yeah.
Burke
You
going on, it was
think
bad.
about how much
And then the Alabama moron.
think about how much you would want to debate me.
Ooh. So how much hate I got over the last
you know you've wanted to do this
3
for
months?
years.
Ooh.
And
Hey,
then,
Eric, are you really asking me?
yeah.
No, I'm telling you.
And then when he gets when and if you get past Eric, then you get to go one-on-one with the great one.
And Chris, you're calling yourself the great one?
Every day and twice on Sundays.
Yeah, I think you're lying out of your teeth.
But we're not lying about this.
This is going to be a new show we have on Patreon.
Although Chris calling himself the great one is about as big of an oxymoron as you can get. I will enjoy.
I don't use Oxy, I use Stridex.
I will enjoy talking this up. How about that? All right, we'll see you later, Dan.
All right, guys. OHIO, go Bucks, go Sucks, and Buckeye football will be returning. Don't you wait, boys. We'll be back.
There he goes.
In
We have
12
time.
short weeks, get the grill going.
You know, let's go one more. We might as well go 3 hours.
Let's do it.
All right. It's a good one to end on. What's going on, Roy?
Hey guys, what's up, man?
Hey, Roy.
Good to hear. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing okay, man. Getting stronger every day. So
Good deal, man. Hey, I know we need to get you squared away on Patreon. You got you a membership over there. We need to get you squared away on that. It's been on my to-do list. Do me a favor, buddy. Give me a call. We'll schedule a time when we can meet up, and I can show you how to use your phone and get you on Patreon.
okay, will do, man. I know the weather kind of sucks here lately. We're on a level 2 right now, so.
Are you
Yeah,
really?
so are we. Yeah.
I'm on a level. Don't look outside my windows. But I'm on.
That's right.
Level 2 right now, so. Are you really? I was just calling to let you guys see what you think about getting together. Maybe like once a month or on a Saturday, and kind of have a round table and, Donato's, Baker's, or anywhere restaurant. Maybe Bart can join in. Maybe Sean and Corey we all get together once a month somewhere. Just get together, have some brotherhood and round table discussion. And I know it helped me out right now because between all the medical stuff I've been going through and stuff, I need a break. Get out from this. I don't know what you call it, man, but
Yeah, being cooped up inside's no fun, brother. I feel you, man. Yeah, let's do this. I tell you what, Chris. Let's get with Roy. Let's schedule a show out in the public. Invite people in somewhere to come in, meet us, do like a meet and greet, maybe have some giveaways, sign some autographs, things like that, and maybe do a recording or two. Like we'll try to work on that. I think it's a great idea. What do you think, Roy? Should we do this, man? Should we make this a real deal?
I think it's a great idea, man. And I know every month, everybody, our tailgate group does this once a month, and we throw it out, and whoever can make it can make it. And if you can't make it this month, maybe next month you can, because I know stuff goes on and people has stuff going on, but that's how our tailgate group stays together all year round, because even after football.
Yeah, I love this idea, Eric, and I actually had something I wanted to bounce off your head later about a possible summer meetup.
Mm. Well, I know this much, man. Whenever someone says, "Would you like to go to Baker's?" I'm in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love me some Bakers, and love me some meet and greet with the people out in the public. And we need to do this, man. We need to get out there. One of the things Chris and I are planning on doing, crossing our fingers, the next stage or next step to our business here, is to do more things out in the public, and so it would be good practice for us to do that. So, Roy, this sounds like a great idea, man. I'm all for it, brother. Thank you so much for calling in tonight. Anything else on your mind?
No, that's just about it. You know, like I said, everybody's kind of down for the last two games, but you know, overall it wasn't a bad season. But life goes on. Sun comes up the next day, and you know, we have a good team to root for every year. You know, we're always in the running. So
Yeah, we are. Yes, we are. We're gonna be good again. I trust this. I trust Ryan Day. I trust this coaching staff. I like the guys we're getting in the portal. I like the guys who are coming back. We just need to build the depth. I think they will. I like the recruiting class coming in. There's a lot of positivity, a lot of positive things to like about this class, man. I'm with you on that, Roy. All right, buddy. I appreciate you calling in, man. I think we're gonna wrap it up here, my friend. Thanks for calling in, OH.
yeah, I know you guys had a long day, man. Good talking to you guys, and I'll be in touch with you.
Sounds good, Roy.
Sounds
Take care,
good, Roy.
I know you guys have a long day, man.
OH, man. I think we lost him.
No, I think so too. I can't hear the playback.
Yeah. All right, Chris, we made it. It's 10:57. Woo!
3 glorious hours to close out the call-in show era. But that does not mean you can't still hang with us and you can't still call us, just in a different way.
That's right. We're going to be doing something similar every single night in the asylum, over in the hangout and the after party. It's going to be a ton of fun. Make sure you're locked in over on Patreon. The new season, if you will, the new schedule, we've kind of softly began to roll it out. It takes live effect Tuesday night. There will not be a show Monday. That is the national championship game. We're planning on doing a live game watch on Patreon for the national championship game. So that's where we will all be Monday night. And then Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, I think that's the plan, is to start at 8 o'clock. We will begin the new schedule with the nightly roundtable discussion shows that will bleed over into the live after show parties known as Asylum over on Patreon. So make sure you're signed up for Patreon. Links right below. Make sure you sign up for the Illuminati and the Spectrum podcast. That would be one Mika and TG's new channels. Sean and Nate and EJ will be starting their new one as well. A lot of good things happening here at the OHIO podcast. Chris, anything else, man?
You're killing me, Smalls.
I know I am. Be kind to one another. I owe someone's OH. Sing Carmen, Ohio with all your heart. Till next time, you all know what to do. OH.
IO.
Go Bucks and go to bed.